Good afternoon and welcome into the Tim Elstrom Broadcast Center. My name is Harrison Myers and I'm not usually the face you see when we come to our in-camera shot here. But before today's doubleheader against the Chatham Anglers, we have a special on-field event honoring a man who this broadcast box is named after, who sadly passed away unexpectedly last August. For 41 years, Tim Elstrom served as the heart and soul of the Hyannis franchise, serving in nearly every capacity with the team, including as its president, general manager, and even once as the bullpen catcher, but never the treasurer. Quote, "I never wanted anything to do with the money." However, Tim's most memorable role was as the PA announcer, a role he held since 1980. I had the honor of sitting next to Tim as the third man in our scoring trio here in Hyannis for the last several years, and I'm proud to say Tim was one of my closest friends. Joining us on the field today are members of Tim's family and friends he made throughout his more than 4-decade career with the Hyannis franchise. As we honor and remember Tim, the voice of the Harbor Hawks, we now send you down to the field for the ceremony.
My name is Mark Howard. I'm the Hyannis PA announcer and MC for tonight's presentation. When you think of one person connected with the Hyannis Mets and then the Harbor Hawks, the first name to pop up is Tim Elstrom.
Thank you.
Tim was the voice of the organization for more than 40 years and was an extraordinary volunteer. Beyond his voice, Tim gave his heart and soul to the Hyannis organization through 4 decades. When he died suddenly last summer, literally right after the season ended, it was an enormous shock to us all. The loss devastated the organization and the close-knit community that is the Harbor Hawks. You know, we had a gathering a few days later here at the ballpark just to share Tim's stories, and I remember mentioning to the folks that were here that this was the first time ever I did not want to come to a ballpark. Such a loss. Bill Bussier wrote a really beautiful piece in our game day program book, and we urge you to pick up a free copy while you're here. Tonight we honor Tim and recognize and thank his family and friends for coming here from New York to share this special day. And right now, Tim's brother Greg would like to say a few words.
Hi everyone. We're all glad to be here on this sad day. We have here with us Tim's sisters, sister-in-law, brothers-in-law, nieces, grandnieces, their grand group. It represents Sophia, Ryan, Solome, Carapella, Brady, Rizzo, Winter, and Elstrom families. I also want to mention that my dad would love to have been here. My dad, among other things, was Tim's dad, and he was Tim's Winter coach, which made Tim's love of baseball a little bit more special. What I'm going to do now is read the end. At the end of May, we had in Webster, our hometown, a memorial get-together for Timmy. And my 3 sisters and my niece, Abby, all spoke about how wonderful a person Tim was. My assignment was to write about Tim as a kid. And I want to read that part of my speech to you because it rolls into his time on the page. Let me just say we all grew up well. Our parents were wonderful. They gave us so many opportunities. They supported our interests in all kinds of things. They urged us to learn. They sent us outside every day to play games with our friends. For Timmy, the greatest game was always baseball. We played almost every day in the summer. Pine View Drive, big kid and little kid leagues. Tim loved all things about baseball. He loved to hit home runs over the Casamino's fence. He really loved playing the All-Star baseball game. with the little paper donuts representing different major leaguers. I'm sure a lot of people remember that game. You put a donut on the spinner, spin it, and it lands on a hit, error, and out. Tim wasn't content with what players the game provided. He made his own collection of donut-shaped players, formed leagues, played games, kept statistics in his own cardboard box-sized field of dreams. Eventually, our parents sent us on our way. Tim made his adulthood in a special way. A little bit distant in location from the rest of the family, but it made him happy. Because in many ways, I think Tim enjoyed being a solo act. It was so wonderful, so serendipitous, that Tim found the Hyannis Mets in the Cape Cod League when he moved to the game. He discovered that there he could work at and chronicle a real baseball team. For the Mets and the Harbor Hawks, teams of college stars, Tim got to wear all the baseball caps he'd ever imagined. For years, he was general manager, scorekeeper, board member, field mower, fundraiser, storer of baseball paraphernalia, photographer, and most important, Tim was the proud voice of the Hyannis Cape Cod League team for more than 40 years. He was up in the press box behind home plate, looking over the field and the stands and the people he loved. Just so important were the Cape Cod League friends he made over the years, the people who took him in and made him part of their lives. To them, and to his friends Patty, Larry, and John, thanks for loving him. We are so grateful for that. He also loved when his parents and brothers and sisters and their spouses and their kids came for a visit. Jan, Chris, Linda, and I cherish our Cape Cod Timmy memories. I have been back to the Cape just once since Timmy passed. Several times I thought I saw Tim in the corner of my eye. When I looked, he wasn't there. But I'm sure that at the Cape, I'll keep looking for my little brother, who isn't supposed to be gone. We love you, Timothy Todd Elstrom, dear son, brother, brother-in-law, uncle, cousin, nephew, friend. We'll always love you. Thanks, folks. Thanks for taking care of Tim.
I just have to say that I got to spend all of one season with Tim in the booth last year. He was very welcoming, except for one thing. He said, you must, when the Hawks win, you have to play Rock and Roll Band by Boston. And that's because there are lyrics in the song that say, dancing in the streets of Hyannis. So, with all due respect to our worthy opponents, the Anglers, Timmy, I hope you get to hear that song tonight. Tim was the #1 fan, as we spoke about, of the Hyannis team, both the Mets and the Harbor Hawks. So tonight we thought it was very fitting to retire the #1 in Tim's honor. This framed original team jersey will be on display in the skybox, and there will be one for Tim's family. Harrison and Jim, or Jim and Dan. Now, please turn your attention toward the announcer's window, and as an added surprise to Tim's family, we're about to unveil the new sign naming that spot the Timmy the Voice Elstrom announcer's booth. Thank you, Elstroms. And thank you for sharing this special event with us. And thank you, Timmy, for everything. All right, and now for the lineups. First, for the visiting anglers, they are led by their...
I'm broadcaster Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. I'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Curry College. Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at curry.edu. Franklin Sports. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again the proud official batting glove sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. Cape Cod, the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day.
I'm sideline reporter Bria Losick, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Cape Cod 5-Cent Saving Bank. Cape Cod 5 is proud to be a long-standing supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League and its contribution to the local economy as a treasured summer attraction. Cape Cod 5 is a community bank serving customers throughout Cape Cod, the islands, and southeastern Massachusetts. Founded in 1855, the bank's mission is to enrich the lives of those it serves while contributing to the health and vitality of its communities. Cape Cod 5 provides a full range of banking solutions, including personal and business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services, and Coca-Cola bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
And we are live from McKeon Ballpark, the side of a Sunday doubleheader. I'm Drake Toll alongside Austin Dakuta, Zach Berman, and Bria Losick in the Tim Elstrom Broadcast Center on a day honoring the late Tim Elstrom as your 5-5-2 Hyannis Harbor Hawks meet the 4-7-1 Chatham Anglers. Now, Austin, the Harbor Hawks are right there again. On the line in Game 1 is another chance to reach above 500 for the first time since 2018.
Yeah, today's a real big game for Hyannis. Obviously, last night the 1-1 tie was not the result that they were hoping for, but a result that you'll take as that ball game got deeper and deeper. Bourne had some base runners on in scoring position, so Hyannis able to escape with a point still. But now at 5-5-2, you have a real chance here today against a team with one of the worst records in the league to really take advantage of that and move up in the standings, which could definitely help you down the stretch. A couple 7-inning games on tap, but for Hyannis, they haven't been over 500 in quite some time, so today is a major step forward for this organization.
Zach, despite the 4-7-1 record for Chatham, they're throwing a guy in Carson Wisnant today who may be the best pitcher on the Cape. I always say that about a lot of guys, but this dude's got about 30 MLB scouts sitting in the stands today, and he's going to put on a show.
Well, with a guy that sits fastball about 95, 96 out of East Carolina, he's shown plenty of what he's capable of thus far in the Cape. Of course, did not pitch this past season for ECU, and he's really using this summer on Cape Cod to boost his draft stock as high as possible. So this is a very important game for Wisnant, and just as important for the man on the bump for the Hawks and Brody McCullough.
Austin, he needs no introduction. On the other side, it's Brody McCullough for the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, we've seen Brody already twice this season. Opening day, of course, we've talked about it. 5 perfect innings for Brody McCullough. He comes back against Harwich. Wasn't as sharp, but, I mean, that doesn't say much because he was still very good in those 3 innings that he tossed over at White House Field. He comes back today. His 3rd start of the year might be his last, but you're going to see a fastball in the mid-90s with a good breaking pitch and elite location.
Yeah, well, you know, our own Bria Losick, sideline reporter, caught up with one of the faces and characters of the team, Riku Nishida, in the pregame. Bria, take it away.
Alongside Riku Nishida of Mount Hood Community College and a soon-to-be Oregon Duck, Riku, Cape.
It was so fun because everyone good. Everyone I know that everyone good more than me, so I have fun this season.
So today we have our first home doubleheader, a long day of baseball, but you're pretty used to that.
Yeah.
You said that before in Japan for your high school team, you would practice for about 10 hours a day. How was that?
It was so bad. I always hiding practice, like so. It was so bad. 10 hours practice. Yeah.
So then we've kind of noticed you have a different approach at the plate, kind of unique. You know, squatting down, doing some leg kicks, fighting off balls when it's, you know, a 2-strike count. You said that you just changed that approach this year. Why is that?
Just cause everyone can throw the 95 and a good breaking ball, but at junior college was like 85 mile and like slow curveball, slow slider. So I don't need a 2-strike approach at that time. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Riku.
Thank you.
I'm Bria Losick, Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Or the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, we welcome you back in here to the Tim Elstrom Broadcast Center. Drake Toll alongside Zach Berman, Austin Dakuda, our producers. Abby Stokes, Ella Gibson, Mike Maynard, and our sideline reporter Bria Losick all joining you here today. Let's meet the starting lineups for the two teams. We mentioned Brody McCullough is going to lead things off for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Let's see who McCullough has to face in today's game. Leading things off for Chatham and playing in left field is Guy Garibay Jr., who gave the Harbor Hawks all kinds of trouble in the first game at Chatham. Following him up in the lineup is the second baseman, Rock Riggio from Oklahoma State. Then there's the shortstop from Oklahoma State and 3-hole Marcus Brown. The center fielder batting cleanup is Caden Grice in the 5 spot. Third baseman, Johnny Castanazzi. In the 6-hole, the designated hitter Cooper Ingle, followed up by the right fielder Matthew Hogan. In the 8 spot, the catcher Dominic Temez. And in the 9-hole, the first baseman Noah Ledford. One of the stories of the last time these two teams played, Austin, was the defense of the Chatham Anglers, namely how Guy Garibay Jr. and Marcus Brown, both on the left side of the field, are able to hold the Harbor Hawks at bay.
These are a couple pros, Drake. I mean, in left field, Garibay Jr., a guy with a ton of range, which is helpful here at McKeon Park with a big outfield, and the gaps play pretty tough for the outfielders. We've seen it in previous games where the guys out there have had some trouble, and then you come in today, you got Marcus Brown at short, and if this is, you know, any indication, he doesn't make any errors. He comes in, he got a pretty solid batting average, but this is what a pro shortstop is going to look like. He's so smooth, fluent defensively. So those two guys, I mean, it's hard to do, but keep the ball away from them.
On the other side of the baseball and throwing today for the Harbor Hawks, we've already mentioned Brody McCullough and what he's been able to do for this team as a starter who is yet to record a win. And, Zach, that doesn't tell the full tale of Brody McCullough.
No, it really doesn't, and that does factor into some of the late game struggles that the Harbor Hawks have had. As, of course, Brody McCullough, in the 2 games he has pitched, the Harbor Hawks have had leads late in both of those games. A lead in the 7th against Wareham, and then a lead in the 9th inning in that first game against Harwich. They lost both of them.
McCullough, one of the best starters, not just in the Harbor Hawks, but in the league statistically. He's thrown 8 innings in 2 starts. You mentioned he has not been of record in either of those starts, so 0-0. Through those 8 innings, though, just 2 walks and 9 strikeouts. Granted, Austin, he's got to deal with the tough lineup of the Chatham Anglers, but McCullough is well capable, and we have seen Chatham struggle most of this season to hit the baseball, especially hit it deep.
Yeah, Chatham's not a team who's going to come in here and put on a laser show, you know. I mean, they don't hit a ton of home runs. We talked about it, tied for last place with the Wareham Gateman. But Brody McCullough, what makes him so special is his location, his control. He's not going to come in and walk a bunch of guys. And wherever Jacob Campbell puts that catcher's mitt, Brody McCullough hits it. I mean, every single time. He can throw the ball on a dime to the plate, and that's what makes him so special and gives him that ability to pitch deep into ball games.
Well, we are 2 minutes from first pitch here at McKeon Park. We have one last break, and when we come back, it's Brody McCullough and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks against Marcus Brown and the Chatham Anglers. This is the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm broadcaster Austin Dakuda, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including The Yawkey Foundation. Tom and Gene Yawkey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yawkeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognize the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yawkey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years. The Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is partnering with the Cape Cod Baseball League this year to help you find a trusted business at bbb.org. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Drake Toll alongside Austin Dakuta, Zach Berman, Bria Lossick, and our producers today, getting ready for game time. And guys, the fielders for the Harbor Hawks, let's meet them. Throughout this lineup, top to bottom, the bats have gotten hot, and we'll start off with the catcher for the Harbor Hawks, Jacob Campbell, out of Illinois, who'll have the duties of sitting behind the plate for Brody McCullough today. In the infield, on third base is Mitch Jebb. At shortstop, Dominic Patelli. Riku Nishida from Mount Hood Community College and transferring to Oregon, man second base. Justin Janis from Illinois is at first base. In left field for the first time this season and playing in the second game that he's started for the Harbor Hawks is Christian Moore from Tennessee. Louisiana Tech's Cole McConnell is in center field. And for the first time this season in right field is Rocco Pepe from Long Beach State, who is back in the lineup after a couple days off. You talk about a left side of the infield that can shut things down. Zach, Mitch Jebb and Dominic Patelli are two of those guys.
We have seen all across the league, infield defense is a strength on the Cape and in Wareham, but especially for the Harbor Hawks, Patelli and Jebb just about lock it down every single time. Just a quick little note, Dom Patelli, not of Miami of Ohio, Miami of Florida.
Yeah, you're right. He would have been convinced yesterday per the roster that actually had him at Miami of Ohio, but he is certainly not that. As you hear Narcos sound through the stadium today, the walkout song for the team in center field by John Fogerty. Feels like baseball, and we'll play 2 today. 7-inning game that starts at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and game 2 will follow that one as well. There's 7 innings unless they're tied. The teams are tied at the end of 7 innings, and you can go as long as the 9th inning. If they're still tied after 9, the game ends in a tie. This is the only scenario in which teams could have extra innings in the regular season on Cape Cod. And Austin, it's convoluted.
It is quite interesting how it works once you get to a doubleheader scenario. Of course, the Harbor Hawks would like to avoid extra innings today and just play a clean 7 innings. Almost had that scenario in Harwich, but unfortunately the Hawks couldn't pull away with the win. Now, today, with one of your best starting pitchers on the mound in Game 1 in Brody McCullough, you're looking to get ahead early, right? Give him something off of Carson Wisenhunt. You don't want to get to a matchup here where you're, nothing, head into the 5th, thinking about playing extras and having to get deep into your bullpen in Game 1. With the doubleheader today, you had to use a couple bullpen guys yesterday. You don't want to have to reach into that bullpen too early.
Now, I talked yesterday after the game to our director of ops, Mazdak Darvari, as Guy Garibay steps in. I told him, look, as a broadcaster, I don't like the ties. And he goes, well, it is quite beneficial. Guys have innings limits. Guys have, you don't want to overuse players as much as possible. And
stepping to the plate is the left fielder, Guy Garibay Jr. to start us off. The righty, Brody McCullough, sets, and let's play baseball on Cape Cod. The first pitch, Garibay sees a ball high, fastball from McCullough, and that's his pitch.
Yeah, it is his pitch. He likes to throw it early in counts, and he also uses it for a strikeout pitch.
McCullough gets Garibay Jr. to sky that one on the left side. It's in foul territory. Mitch Jebb shallows over and makes the grab with the first out of the ball game. 2 pitches and 1 down for Brody McCullough.
Doesn't get much easier than that for Brody McCullough. You have a fastball in on the hands that you can't do much with, and expect him to lean on that pitch early in this ball game.
Next batter he'll face is Rock Riggio out of Oklahoma State. Riggio had bleached blonde hair coming into the season. After all, the team at OSU did that for the postseason. Riggio was a star for the Cowboys and starts at second base today. They lost their season, ended their season against the University of Arkansas Razorbacks in the Stillwater Regional in the postseason. The first pitch that he sees from Brody McCullough is a fastball taken outside for ball 1.
Now, Riggio had such a great season with Oklahoma State, a .295 batting average in 54 games played, 259 plate appearances.
Riggio bats 300 against righties. The 1-0 pitch from Brody McCullough. That one's skied to right field. It is foul, and well foul, but goes over the fence and would have been trouble had it been about 30 feet to the left.
You don't see a lot of guys get out in front on a fastball on Brody McCullough, right? With it sitting in the mid-90s, it's hard to really turn on that pitch.
Yeah.
But Riggio definitely was cheating fastball here. See if Brody comes back with something off speed.
The 1-1 from Brody McCullough. He sets and deals. Riggio shows bunt. I don't think he pulled it back in time. They'll ask if he went, and yes, he did. Now it's a 1-2 count. The ball was not in the strike zone. Didn't miss by much, but
Nope.
Riggio held that bat out too long.
Interesting to see Riggio go bunt there after the bat speed that he almost turned that around over the fence and right. And
Yeah, with the whole infield playing back, though, it could have easily been a bunt single.
The 1-2 pitch from Brody McCullough to Rock Riggio. The righty deals. That one swung on, missed. Campbell couldn't get a piece of it. Rock Riggio could. They'll say it's a foul ball, and we'll stay alive.
See where Brody goes back to here on 1-2. We saw the fastball, the off-speed pitch, and right there, another fastball. That's his power pitch. I wouldn't be surprised if he leans on it one more time here to try to get Riggio swinging.
No score here between the Chatham A's and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. The 1-2 pitch to Riggio. He skies that one to right field again. Another solid piece of hitting that goes foul and out of the ballpark.
he is sitting high fastball, and he's turned those two pitches around with relative ease almost. So you can see why he was drafted in the 11th round out of the gate by Milwaukee in the 2021 draft.
Another 1-2 pitch to Rock Riggio from Brody McCullough. The righty out of Wingate. Comes home with it. Riggio cuts, misses. Jacob Campbell with a throw over and a hop around the dish. First strike out of the game for Brody McCullough.
That's how you get somebody fishing, keep him off balance. Brody McCullough, you don't have to come in the zone on 1 and 2, and he throws him a changeup that just bottoms out right as it reaches the plate. And if you're Rock Riggio, a very tough pitch to lay off, but Brody McCullough is looking good out of the gate.
You go from Riggio to Marcus Brown, who's batting .257 this season on Cape. First pitch he sees, a big whiff and a miss. The fastball from McCullough.
We keep on going back in our various broadcasts. When we talk about the shortstop who we base all other shortstops off of that we have watched, it has been Marcus Brown, and for good reason.
The 0-1 to Brown. There's a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Brody McCullough ahead 0-2.
This is the first time in Marcus Brown's recent baseball career where he has batted under 300 in a season. 364 his first year at Oklahoma State, 407 last season with Elizabethton in the Appy League, and 316 his last season with the Pokes.
The 0-2 to Marcus Brown. McCullough goes in the dirt. Brown won't bite. Now a 1-2 count on another Oklahoma State Cowboy. They put him back-to-back in the lineup here. What do you think Tom Holliday knows about the Okies boys?
I would say he's getting some good intel sent his way from his son.
The 0-2, make it the 1-2. That one's fouled back, and will stay 1-2 again. Marcus Brown at Oklahoma State. Against right-handed pitchers, his OPS at .876. Had 56 hits, 3 home runs.
What do you think Tom Holliday knows about Oklahoma State? What if I told you he coached 7 seasons with Oklahoma State?
Or that his son is the current coach there.
That as well.
The 1-2. That one is hit right at the first baseman, recovered by Hyannis. He flips it over, loses the flip. Did he step on the bag in time? No. Marcus Brown is safe, and that'll be an error charged against Justin Hyannis. Looked like what we call him a can of corn. Hyannis has got it. Last second decides to flip to McCullough, who's coming over. He flipped it about a foot in front of him that was far out of the reach of McCullough. By the time he grabbed it and stepped on the bag, Marcus Brown was already there.
Yeah.
Not a hit, but charged an error against Justin Hyannis.
He just kind of panicked, right? He got the ball. He still had time, Drake, to step on the bag himself after he recovered, but it seemed like he just didn't know what to do and all of a sudden flipped it to a guy who wasn't there. And unfortunately for Brody McCullough, he now has to deal with the cleanup man.
And we saw that yesterday with Jay Driver, who had a really tough 8th inning brought upon him by balls that weren't necessarily his fault. It was a broken bat bloop single and then an error.
Caden Grice at the plate, out of Clemson, 6'6", 235 pounds. First pitch he sees from McCullough, that one's fouled straight back off the helmet of Jacob Campbell.
Caden Grice, of course, a returner with Chatham. Last season batted .250 in 9 games, 37 plate appearances. He's already eclipsed that with 43 plate appearances in 12 games.
Yeah, a Team USA guy last year, so didn't have a ton of time here in Chatham.
The 0-1 to Caden Grice. McCullough checks over to first base. Marcus Brown's not going anywhere. The 0-1's a called strike. Another pitch, fastball, the outside half of the plate, maybe an inch or so off the plate, but that's been called a strike all season long.
That's what makes Brody so good is he knows the zone and he will just attack the corners attack the edges, and does a great job of picking his pitches.
The 0-2. McCullough ahead again. Slight look to Brown and fires home. That one's high and outside, and there's the old Zach Berman 0-2 fastball high.
Oh, you know what I love. Come on.
Buzz it by him. Show him what you got.
High fastballs and sac flies.
Yep.
High fast. Yes, I am a very big traditionalist when it comes to baseball. I was one of the few that was not happy about the designated hitter.
1-2. Runner goes into foul ball. The right side will nullify Marcus Brown's trot to second base. And McCullough will have to try again, still ahead 1-2.
You mean to tell me you enjoyed watching pitchers hit?
Yes, I really did enjoy watching the strategy.
It's almost a novelty.
It's a novelty,
Well,
but there's a lot of strategy that comes with as a manager. How do you build your lineup around that team?
I don't think the pitchers liked hitting.
I don't think they did. But Zach, also, you did enjoy, I will give it to you, you are a purist it seems. You enjoy the no lights down here at some of the fields too.
Yes, I do.
The 1-2 from McCullough. That one is low and outside. We've seen Brody McCullough pound this fastball, and that's expected, right? That's his best pitch is the fastball. Not getting away from that. Not a lot of breaking balls.
But I wonder if he's trying to shy away from the zone after Reggio turned a couple of them around. Just trying to feel out, I guess, the strategy that the Anglers are putting out today.
There's a toss over to first base, and Justin Hyannis. Marcus Brown's about a step and a half off the bag, so not too far of a trek back to it. A 2-2 now on Caden Grice, the Clemson Tiger. He's the cleanup hitter in this lineup, and Brody McCullough has him even at 2-2 with 2 outs in the top of the first. That one, Van Don missed, and the second strikeout at the top of the first for Brody McCullough. No hits, 1 error, 1 left on. The score, Chatham 0, Harbor Hawks 0. But coming up is the meet, the head of the lineup. Mitch Jebb, Tito Flores, Justin Hyannis on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm Zach Berman, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Mosquito Mary's. The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29. We would also like to thank 99 Restaurants. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls, piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
80 degrees outside and barely any wind on a beautiful Sunday afternoon for baseball. Drake Toll joined in the booth by Zach Berman and Austin Dakuda. As we'll see for the first time today across the way for the Chatham Anglers, their ace and one of the aces of the Cape Cod Baseball League, Carson Wisenhunt. Zach?
Well, I hate to be this guy, but Drake, pick a number between 1 and 100.
I want to go with 8.
Multiply that by however many you possibly can. It would still not hit Carson Wisenhunt's 2020 ERA with East Carolina, which is infinity. He didn't get a single out in that one appearance, but since then it has been smoother sailing for Wisenhunt. Coming in today with Chatham 1-1, a 7.71 ERA, 2 innings pitched, or 2 games pitched, 2 games started. 7 innings combined, 5 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned. Wisenhunt has given up the long ball, though. He's already given up 2 home runs in 7 innings of play.
He's also struck out those 12, and just the 2 walks, that shows you some of the elite stuff you're going to see from Carson Wisenhunt, who on many draft boards is a first-round pick in this year's MLB draft. So if you're tuning in, you're watching a future pro take the bump today for the Chatham Anglers.
You see Wisenhunt will have to deal with Mitch Jebb, who's starting at third base for the Harbor Hawks today. Jebb steps up to the plate, having kind of stalled a hot streak yesterday with a couple of struggles against the Bourne Braves. His final stat line was 0 for 5 with the strikeout.
Chatham going to have their third baseman, Castagnazzi, on the grass.
First pitch he sees from Wisenhunt. That one's fouled up, back behind us and into the net. Wisenhunt, 66% fastballs to righties, 52%, 66 to lefties, 52% to righties. That fastball does range 89 to 93. It's where he's going to sit. He'll top out 95, 96. Those are nasty curveballs, 77 to 81, and a changeup, 81 to 85. The second pitch to Mitch Jebb. That one's a called strike on the outside corner of the plate.
Now, to be fair, the Harbor Hawks earlier this week hit off of one of the best pitchers on the Cape in Teddy McGraw on the Whitecaps, so they have shown the ability to attack these high-profile arms.
0-2 from Wisenhunt to Mitch Jebb. Woo, got him nasty. Swinging on the off-speed pitch that had an unbelievable movement.
There's the breaking ball, and that's what makes Carson Wisenhunt so elite. The fastball in the 90s, and you mentioned the breaking ball, Drake, that drops down to below 80 miles an hour. The difference in speed, and you got a great shot of it from our camera right behind home plate. The movement, it makes it nearly impossible to hit, especially for left-handed hitters.
Jebb doesn't strike out all that much either, which makes it all the more impressive.
Tito Flores stepping to the plate. Flores out of Michigan is on a 9-game hit streak. Extended that yesterday against Bourne. The first pitch that he sees is a ball low and inside. The Chatham Anglers as a team have allowed 40 earned runs this season. That is third most on the Cape. So their arms have struggled here or there. Chatham has allowed 67 hits, which is second least. So talk about an unlucky team. Most of those hits being extra base hits. The 1-0 to Tito Flores. There's a fastball called strike on the inside half.
And they only allowed 1 run when we played the Anglers in Chatham a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
So it's been some tough going since we saw them earlier in the season.
The 1-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the first to Tito Flores. Wisenhunt blows fastball. That one at the letters on Flores, yet still called a strike.
Yeah, you don't see that often. The strike zone here in the Cape Cod Baseball League is below the letters to just below the knees. You don't get the inside strike, but Drake, we've seen it. You do get the outside strike often on the Cape.
Well, yesterday, the strike zone was wherever the home plate umpire wanted it to be.
1-2. Flores whiffs and misses. That's the second strikeout in 2 batters for Wisenhunt. And let's take a look at the Hyannis Harbor Hawk lineup top to bottom. You just saw Mitch Jebb and Tito Flores. Now you'll see Justin Hyannis from Illinois, followed by Jacob Campbell out of Illinois, the catcher today. Cole McConnell, Rocco Pepe, Christian Moore from Tennessee making his second start. Dominic Patelli at shortstop from Miami, and Riku Nishida in the 9-hole today for the Harbor Hawks. And the first pitch to Justin Hyannis, there is a breaking ball. That ball's got wild movement. It's called strike.
Smokes.
You're seeing a guy that is now in form, right? He
Yeah.
didn't pitch all year at East Carolina, but now 2 starts under his belt on the Cape, and he could not be sharper.
The 0-1 fastball ripped underneath the glove of the first baseman for a base hit by Justin Hyannis. Led for Dove, couldn't get there, and now Hyannis stands at first base.
Could not be sharper. The Austin Dakota jinx strikes again.
There we go.
Very nicely done.
But in all seriousness, that's a breaking ball that you see at the major league level. The movement on it, the speed, the location, I'm very impressed. And obviously the scouts, too, here to see not only Brody McCullough, but Wisenhunt. And the bleachers have never been this full, I don't think, at McKean Park in at least quite some time, as there's at least 40 scouts down there.
And now you got to deal with Jacob Campbell, maybe the most consistent bat on the team for the Harbor Hawks, following up Hyannis in this lineup. The first pitch from Wisenhunt to Campbell is a called ball low and inside.
Of course, Campbell had the day off yesterday. We did not see him. It was Pancho Ruiz's day behind the bump. One can only assume Ruiz will get the second game tonight.
Campbell's batting .276 on the year. And the 1-0 to the catcher from Illinois. The lefty fires in a fastball called strike. Fastball sit about 91 there. 2 down, 1 on at first base for the Harbor Hawks is Justin Hyannis. In the bottom of the first with no score. The 1-1 pitch to Jacob Campbell. Wisenhunt deals. He skies out or fires that one to Marcus Brown at shortstop, who makes the catch and the play for the third out of the bottom of the first inning. When we come back, it's the 5, 6, and 7 for the Chatham Anglers. Your score, Hyannis 0, Chatham 0 on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. I'm Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Coca-Cola Bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years. and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape. Fairway Financial. Fairway Financial is a proud national sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, visit fairwayfinancial.net and ask for owner and host family sponsor Steve Anzuoni, Cape Cod's retirement income specialist. That's fairwayfinancial.net. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk. Back from McKeon Ballpark as we bring you the top of the second inning on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, and Brody McCullough trots back out. He has allowed one base runner on an error in the top of the first. McCullough also has 2 strikeouts to his name already.
And Drake, I mean, Brody McCullough, that's just his bread and butter, and judging by what we've seen out of McCullough and Wisenhunt in this first inning, we might not see a better pitching matchup in this league as broadcasters all summer. So I would just say sit back, relax, and enjoy this one, because these are 2 pitchers that are going to be at the height of their crafts, respectively.
The Chatham offense in total, as Johnny Castagnati comes to the plate, in total, the Chatham Anglers have scored the second fewest runs on Cape Cod with 34. They're tied with Orleans. Brewster, the only team worse, they have 30. Comes to hits, too. Chatham was 71. That's 3rd worst in the league. This offense has just not really had a chance to be put together. They also have the lowest home run total with only 2 in the first pitch to Castagnazzi. Swing, cut on, missed, and strike 1 from Brody McCullough.
Johnny Castagnazzi, another returner to this Anglers lineup. He batted .231 last season. Played in 14 games, 43 plate appearances. Now his 3rd game in the books, game number 4 for him on Cape Cod this summer.
Castagnazzi skies that one to center field. Drifting back is Cole McConnell. McConnell at the warning track and makes the catch about 5 feet shy of the wall.
Castagnazzi just getting under that pitch a little bit. But props to Cole McConnell. Both Louisiana Tech guys have been so rock solid in the field, and especially in this particular outfield where we have seen opposing teams mightily struggle in the outfield grass of McKeon Park. Not the case for Cole McConnell so far this season and today.
Speaking of Rocco Pepe replacing Phil Matulia in right field for this game. Likely see Matulia in game 2. As Cooper Ingle comes to the plate in the first pitch that Brody McCullough gives him is a ball low and outside. McCullough sits at 22 pitches, 16 strikes, and 6 balls here early. The 1-0 delivery is a called strike on the fastball outside.
Ingle, a .351 average last season at Clemson, 54 games played. Not too shabby. 74 hits as well.
Called strike. Yeah, you're right. Ingle had a really solid spring, those 7 home runs. Walked 38 times, struck out 28 times. Ingle's a tough out. The 1-2 from McCullough. That one is low and outside.
Clemson still has not updated their bio for Cooper Ingle. Under career stats, it says, has served primarily as a pinch hitter. I don't think that's still the case.
He's a designated hitter today for the Chatham Anglers. Now the 2-2 from McCullough, trying to add his 3rd strikeout on the day. He won't on that pitch. It goes in the dirt, and a nice job by Jacob Campbell to block it up there. Austin, even without runners on base, if that pitch gets away from Campbell, it doesn't matter with runners not on base. But Campbell's still going to give it a remarkable effort.
Yeah, he's a sensational defensive catcher, and he does everything right as a catcher. He squares up every ball. He's not one of the guys who goes down to one knee, really, even without runners on base.
The 1-2 from McCullough. That's upstairs, fastball eye level and outside. And that'll send Ingle to first base with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. The second baseman that Chatham has gotten on today.
We've seen McCullough be a little bit more tentative with these lefty bats today after Reggio and Brown respectively turned around a couple of fastballs just foul. McCullough not necessarily attacking the zone as hard as we've seen him attack the zone against the lefties in the first 2 games he's thrown.
Matthew Hogan steps to the plate from South Carolina. First pitch he sees is a ball low and outside. Hogan had an interesting spring as a senior. The outfielder batted .137, 7 for 51, but had a .318 OBP. One of those 7 hits, also a home run. Pretty good ratio right there. The 1-0 to Hogan. That one is low and outside.
You want to talk about the journey that Matthew Hogan has gone on. This is the third summer league he has played in.
Wow.
He played with Martha's Vineyard of the FCBL, both Duluth and Battle Creek of the Northwoods, and now his second season with Chatham, in addition to both Vandy and South Carolina in the SEC.
2-0 to Matthew Hogan. There's a breaking ball called strike at the outside. You saw McCullough miss with 2 fastballs, goes back to the breaking ball, and he's able to lay that in there for a strike.
Yeah, on 2-0, too. It's not an easy pitch to throw. And, I mean, 2-0, a guy's going to be sitting fastball a lot, so that's how you can steal a strike on the outside part of the plate.
McCullough deals the 2-1 to Matthew Hogan. Checks a runner at first, comes home, and a swing and a miss.
That's the first time we have seen McCullough attack a lefty with that fastball over for the plate. He has really shied away from that up until this point. Typically against righties, we'll see him throw the inside fastball a lot more, but he's trying to attack these lefty bats a lot more on the outside part of the plate today.
Ingle stands at first base. McCullough checks him briefly. Now the 2-2 to Hogan. McCullough just misses a breaking ball again, a bit high on Matthew Hogan.
The fact that you even have the confidence to throw a breaking ball on the 2-2, that really shows the quality of pitcher you're getting with Brody McCullough.
The payoff pitch from Brody McCullough with 1 on first, 1 down here in the top of the second. Comes home and a swing and a miss from Hogan. The third strikeout from Brody McCullough goes fastball outside half the plate and gets a big whiff.
Alabama Tuscaloosa number 63, Dominic
Following
Temez.
Hogan in the lineup will be Dominic Temez from Alabama. His junior season, batted .289 for the Crimson Tide, .341 OBP, .393 to round out his slash. Now with 2 down and Ingle on first base, McCullough sets his first pitch to Temez. There's a fastball called strike. Saw McCullough struggle with control for a brief spat here early in the top of the second, but it seems as though that has gone away.
Watch how he's going to attack the righty batter a little bit differently now. Wouldn't surprise me if we start seeing him trying to dot the inside part of the plate more.
0-1 to Temez, breaking ball outside part of the plate. Temez doesn't chase, but strike either way. Now the 0-2. See McCullough work really quick as well. Haven't seen it as much today. He'll fire back to Ingle at first base, who wasn't too far off and slides back in.
Temez 36 strikeouts to 18 walks this past season at Alabama. So despite the good season he had, he is a very strikeout-happy hitter.
The 0-2 from Brody McCullough to Temez. Looking for his 4th strikeout of the game, and Temez just fights that one off back into the net.
Hey, Drake, where did Dominic Temez play baseball before Alabama?
I would assume you know.
I would assume you would know because he was an Arkansas Razorback once upon a time.
Wow. Well, I did move, so followed them a little less closely since making my way to Baylor. Waco and Fayetteville, not too close. McCullough the 0-2. That one's low and inside. Temez won't bite. Now a 1-2 count. McCullough has worked both of his innings with at least 1 base runner on after an error. Brought Marcus Brown to first base in the top of the first, and Ingle walked to stand on first now. Temez, the 1-2, just outside of the zone. Called ball, and the count's even. 2-2, with 2 outs here, and McCullough trying to work his way out of the top of the second inning.
Now at 38 pitches, a little bit higher than you'd like from Brody in the first couple of innings, but he has done a good job at finishing hitters.
McCullough looking for strikeout number 4 against Dominic Temez. Deals. That one's ripped to left field. Down for a base hit. Likely extra bases. Christian Moore at the wall to recover it. He's going to relay home. Here comes the runner. Ingle headed to home plate. The throw is not in time. Ingle will score. It's an RBI double for Dominic Temez on the 2-2 count. And the first earned run that Brody McCullough has given up.
Yeah, if you get a good throw there from Jeb, you probably have him. It was a relay by Christian Moore from left that missed the original cutoff man, who was Dom Patelli. But Jeb was there to grab it, and he just didn't reach from about the third base area. It took a hop, and Jacob Campbell had no choice but to block it. That way, the runner doesn't advance all the way to third.
Seemed like Mitch Jeb had a little bit of trouble on the transfer, as he wasn't initially expecting the throw coming in to be his, but just had a little bit of trouble getting it from his glove to his throwing hand, and that's the first run of the game.
Noah Ledford comes to the plate now, the 9-hole hitter. First pitch he sees, big cut and a miss. Nothing doing there for the Georgia Southern product, who bat 345/345, 430, and 655 in the spring. Wind is blowing straight out here. Temez stands at second base. Chatham a 1-0 lead here early in the top of the second with 2 down and a runner in scoring position. That next one is skied to left field, foul territory. Looks to be out of the reach of Christian Moore, and it's out of the reach of the ballpark. Lands in the bushes to our left. McCullough ahead 0-2. Austin, that's been consistent against every batter in this game.
He's getting
almost
ahead, and it's not just with the fastball. He's relying on his breaking pitch a little more, but while he is striking some guys out, it's taking extra pitches tonight. The Anglers are really fighting off his best pitches.
0-2 from Brody McCullough. Checks Temaz at second, no one holding him there. That ball's just a little high. And another called ball on Noah Ledford. We saw that called against Tito Flores, but it was a bit more over the plate. Now the 1-2 from McCullough. Trying to work his way out of a bit of a jam here in the top of the second, having already given up a run. That one's fanned on. Missed the 4th strikeout of the day for McCullough as he trots back to the dugout, and the Harbor Hawks will come up in the bottom of the second inning, trying to answer the Anglers who have a 1-run lead. You're watching the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm broadcaster Austin Dakuda, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including the Yawkey Foundation. Tom and Jean Yawkey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yawkeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognize the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yawkey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years. The Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is partnering with the Cape Cod Baseball League this year to help you find a trusted business at bbb.org. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Welcome back, Carson Wisenhunt to the mound. 6'3", 209-pound product out of East Carolina, originally from Mocksville, North Carolina. You mentioned Zach struggled his freshman season at ECU, but has certainly cleaned it up since then.
Well, I mean, that freshman season, he only pitched in 1 game.
Yeah, didn't record an out.
He did have
one strikeout, though. So you talk about a guy who needs a little relief. He got a strikeout that got away from the catcher. He gives up 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 K, a walk, but the K didn't even count for an out, so his ERA is still climbing today. But that was just his freshman year, and Austin, as mentioned, he's gotten a little bit better since then.
Oh yeah, 2021 he pitched in 62 innings, a 3.77 ERA. Here's the big part that you like to see: 79 punchouts in the 62 innings as a left-handed starting pitcher. And there's a reason teams are just salivating over Wisenhunt and eager to pick him in the draft this year. You're going to look at the mock draft, you search the name Carson Wisenhunt, and it's going to come up with lots of mock drafts that have him being drafted pretty early in this year's draft. Late first round, depending on what the team needs. But as we know, left-handed starting pitchers who can throw in the 90s are coveted.
Currently at number 36 on the prospect list, according to MLB.com, is Wisenhunt, who sets now the big lefty. You mentioned the hard-throwing lefty. Always something that Major League Baseball teams are looking for, and he's got to face a center fielder, Cole McConnell. First pitch to McConnell's a called strike outside half the plate.
So tough for left-handed hitters, too, with Wisenhunt's delivery. And he's going to jam you inside with the fastball, then he'll nab the outside corner and then finish it with the breaking ball. It's really tough.
McConnell, the 5-hole guy, sees a breaking ball. That's a called strike, and we've seen that pitch 3 or 4 times now from
That's a major league breaking
and
ball.
it's legit.
Yeah. It's got the drop on it. It's almost like a slurve-type pitch. It's so nasty.
The 0-2. He throws it again. This time McConnell gets a piece of it, fouls it off to the right. Reminds me a lot of that Kevin Kopps pitch. That was his out pitch at Arkansas, where just no one could touch it. It wasn't a slider. It wasn't a curve. It just kind of was.
I see a lot of Cole Hamels in this breaking ball.
Now that you mention it.
Former Texas Ranger. The 0-2 to Cole McConnell. Wow, he drops it in there. That ball
My.
starts chest level. By the time it gets to the catcher's mitts, it's sitting at your knees.
Yeah, you want to look at a future pro. I mean, this breaking ball fastball combo is insane. The movement on it, I'd like to see, a close-up of that pitch, maybe from the catcher's point of view.
Yeah.
That'd be an insane pitch to see. I mean, but here's a guy who hits left-handed pitching pretty well.
If you're a scout, you're sitting right in front of us. Your jaw is on the ground after that last.
Yeah, you got to like this guy. First pitch that Pepe sees. That same slurve, that's what we're going to call it, is a called ball inside.
That's what it looks like from up here. It's not a traditional slider because the bottom just drops off as well.
It's got too much movement left to right to be a curve. There's a fastball inside part of the plate called strike.
You go from the slurve that he was spamming with the McConnell at bat and then throw that fastball that hit 90, 91 miles an hour. What are you supposed to do with that?
The 1-1. Rocco Pepe nails that one right at the second baseman, recovered cleanly the throw to first, and a nice play there by Rock Reggio. 2 down now in the bottom of the second inning, and Rocco Pepe gives way in the lineup. The Tennessee product, Christian Moore, who in not a full season of at-bats, tallied 10 home runs at Tennessee this past season and only got better as the year went on. He wasn't necessarily an everyday guy for the Vols, but when he was in the lineup, he made stuff happen.
He is so strong. You watch him in batting practice, you watch his highlights, and the ball just jumps off his bat. And he talked about a little bit with us, the adjustment going metal to wood. It's going to take some time, but we really didn't see it in yesterday's ball game. In his debut, he already had a hit.
First pitch of Moore sees. There's a fastball high. Did he go? Yes, he did. I don't think Moore was the biggest fan of that call.
It's a close one, but, on a pitch that's out of the zone, the bat probably shouldn't leave the shoulder anyway. That's the tough part.
So how do you start attacking a guy like Whisenant? I mean, the easy answer is maybe you don't.
The 0-1 from Whisenant to Christian Moore. There's a ball inside. Moore pulls back. I mentioned to a couple of guys on the team, it feels like at this juncture of the season that there's a ball remotely close to the inside half of the plate. If you just kind of scoot back a little bit, probably going to be called a ball.
You don't get the inside strike at all.
The 1-1 now to Tennessee's Christian Moore. He skies that one to left field. Going to be a base hit, extra base hit. It bounces in between the left fielder and center fielder. Christian Moore hits second. He's going to round second. Moore trying for third. The throw relayed in. The throw to third is not in time. Moore slides in safely. He's got a triple. Christian Moore with a little 2-out rally magic here for the Harbor Hawks, and he got all of that baseball, putting it right between Grice and Garibay Jr. and showing off the speed as well.
He is electric.
Grice was trying to play the ball off a hop on the wall, and the second it caught the wall, the ball just died, and it laid there in the high grass right on the fence, and Grice was not expecting it, hence why he was slow to play the ball.
It scooted to the right as soon as it must hit one of the poles in the fence and scooted right to the right. You saw him stumble and have to run a few feet to the right. As soon as Moore saw him stumble a bit, they're going to check that first and see if he missed first. No, he didn't.
Don't see that very often, do you?
That's a
crafty by Whisenant.
Tom Holiday over there.
Well, let's check over to second. No, they're not going to.
Okay.
Two down here, and you bring up Dom Patelli to the plate. 5 for 29, the 172 average this season, but a home run and 4 RBI. 4 RBI is puts you in a pretty solid spot on this team statistically. First pitch that he sees is a called strike on the outside half.
Patelli also with the only RBI registered by a Hawk in last night's game. So,
what a big one it was, too.
It was a big one.
You don't get that hit or that RBI, you're losing a point in the standings there.
Bingo. The 0-1 now to Dom Patelli. There's a fastball high and a bit outside.
Nope. I asked Dom, you going to get the pregame hot coffee again today? Because yesterday in the 90-degree weather, Dom found himself at the Bourne concession stand and drinking a hot coffee with his cheeseburger. He said, do we sell them here? I said, I don't know.
Wow.
So he was going to check it out.
The 1-1 to Dom Patelli. Patelli watches that one land in the dirt. As far as control issues go for Whisenant this season, there have been almost none. He's totaled 12 strikeouts coming into today alongside 2 walks. He had 1 walk in his start against Wareham where he went 4 innings, 1 walk in his start against Catuit where he went 3. Got hit around pretty hard by Catuit, but who hasn't at this point in the jungle?
And the thing is, in that start, right, he is just freshly coming off a year where he didn't pitch. So it takes some adjusting, knock the rust off, but he seemed to have figured it out today.
The 2-1 now to Dom Patelli with Christian Moore at third base. That one is outside in the right-handed batter's box. Whisenant falls behind 3-1, and Patelli might just get a pitch that he likes here.
Yeah, you have to attack a fastball if you're Dom Patelli in this 3-1 count. You don't want to go to a full count against Wisenhunt because he really has 2 or 3 pitches he can go to. So if you get the fastball, it's a good chance to explode on it and pull it to right field.
A 3-1 pitch from Wisenhunt to Dom Patelli. Pride of Miami. Fires home, and that's a called ball low. Dom Patelli at first base, Christian Moore at third, runners on the corners, and here comes the toughest out on the Harbor Hawks roster via Riku Nishida.
That's a really impressive job by Patelli to lay off the fastball, especially one that's a little bit low. We've seen the low pitches called every so often. They were certainly getting called last night. Good job by Dom to lay off, and now runners in the corners for a man that still, despite a slight uptick in his strikeout records, doesn't strike out all that much.
Nishida has a .342 on-base percentage. When you juxtapose that with a .194 average, you'll see that he's probably the best guy on this team at working walks or just finding a way to get on base. He cuts and misses at a fastball. Say that he got a piece of that one. He's got runners on corners here, down 0-1. You know he'll fight through this at-bat at the very least. Third base is playing really far back on the left side of the field.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Castagnazzi might be far enough back for Riku Nishida to try it. Bunt it down the left field side, keep it away from the lefty. Dom Patelli goes. The throw down to second is not in time. It gets away from the shortstop Marcus Brown, but Christian Moore wasn't going to test things at third base. I think it was a called strike.
I believe it was.
As well, so sounded like Frank Battaglia, the home plate umpire, and that's exactly what it was. It's an 0-2 count now on Riku Nishida. A successful steal for Dom Patelli.
Good speed by Patelli. He has had some sneaky athleticism out of on the base path so far this season, and has put the Hawks in the position where a weak hit through the infield scores too.
There come the antics. The high leg kick. You see him squat all the way down low in the box. Nishida on the 0-2 here. Trying to avoid the rare strikeout. Takes a ball outside, not close, but a pitch to work with there, up 0-2.
We came into the season assuming that the antics were just a part of his game. Turns out we had talked to Riku before yesterday's game. They were not until he reached Cape Cod.
Riku Nishida noted as telling Coach Eric Beatty, the Cape Cod's hard. The 1-2 pitch to Nishida with 2 down and 2 in scoring position. Wisenhunt fires home and it's a ball outside. If Nishida were to reach here, he's at a 2-2 count. You get Mitch Jebb coming to the plate. Jebb, despite going 0 for 5 last night, got on a 2 or 3 game hot streak there where he was the toughest out on the squad.
Riku yesterday, no eye black today. He's got the Bryce Harper look almost smudged across both cheeks.
2-2 with 2 down, 2 on in scoring position. Wisenhunt sets the lefty to deal to the lefty Riku Nishida. Fires it home. That one's off the plate, gets away from the catcher. Here comes Christian Moore.
Wisenhunt didn't come to the plate.
Stayed on the mound, wouldn't come home, no chance for a throw. Christian Moore scores and ties the ball game on what was an obvious pass ball. That wasn't a wild pitch, but Wisenhunt didn't care to do anything about it.
He just cost himself a run. He spun around
and
didn't
move.
His catcher had the ball while it trickled away, and by the time he looked over his shoulder, the runner was already coming home, and he made no effort to run there.
Even when he could have had a chance.
Wow.
Didn't take a step off the mound, and the Harbor Hawks have tied it on the pass ball. A 3-2 payoff to Riku Nishida. Nishida takes that one high. The rich get richer. Now a runner on first, a runner on third for the Harbor Hawks, and Mitch Jebb comes to the plate.
Well, you see something new in baseball every day now, don't you?
Third baseman
that one's
from Michigan State.
That was a little confusing.
I would love to know the thought process there.
I just think he didn't see the ball get away from Temez because he spun around on his release, and I think he thought it was still in the left-handed batter's box, but as soon as Moore saw it get to the edge of the grass, the catcher is not going to retrieve that ball and get back to the plate in time to make the play. Wisenhunt has to be focused on the plate and moving towards home. But now, guys, first and third, do we see another attempt to try to steal second in this situation?
Maybe so, especially with Riku Nishida, who swiped 53 bags in the spring from Mount Hood Community College. You get Mitch Jebb at the plate, though. Take that Bourne game out of the equation here. In the 2 prior, Wareham and Brewster, he was 5 for 7 with 2 doubles and a triple. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Wisenhunt stares at Riku Nishida at first base. He may want to toss over. He doesn't. Riku Nishida is going to go. There is no throw. It's a called ball low and outside on the slurve from Wisenhunt.
I mean, that's on Wisenhunt, too. He's staring down Riku Nishida, who's got a big lead over at first, right? And then he comes home with a breaking ball.
Now,
the catcher has no shot on that.
Runners at second and third for the Harbor Hawks. A 1-0 count on Mitch Jebb out of Michigan State. The pitch, that one's low and outside. Whisenhunt now losing a bit of his control. He walked Riku Nishida. I'm going to say, and I don't know what the official scorebook says quite yet, I think it was a passed ball.
I believe so.
On Temez, because it looked like the pitch was right in his glove, and you saw Whisenhunt turn around. But now a 2-0 count. Whisenhunt's got to try to rein things in here.
They called it a wild pitch
Really?
as of right now.
All right.
Okay.
The 2-0. That one's a called strike on the outside part.
Something to note of Jebb. Jebb is working at this plate appearance with his two-strike stance that we haven't seen him go into this early in the count.
Zach, I hate to break it to you, but this stance, I think, has been consistent for him in every at-bat.
Well, you got to watch. He lays the bat on his shoulder right here. He doesn't typically do that this early in the count.
The 2-1 from Whisenhunt. Mitch Jebb takes another strike in the same spot on the fastball. It's crazy. You see, it was 92 miles an hour. The scouts that are lined up here from Major League Baseball teams, there's probably 60 of them. They have filled all of the benches here at McKeon Ballpark.
Not a single empty seat to be found.
2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Harbor Hawks and Chatham Anglers tied at 1-1. Mitch Jebb grounds out on the left side. It doesn't get through. Marcus Brown won't have a throw, though. Coming home is Dominic Patelli to score. Riku Nishida moves over to third. Marcus Brown, a great job to track that ball down, but it's an infield single nonetheless for Mitch Jebb. He's safe at first, Nishida's safe at third, and the Harbor Hawks have a lead.
You put the ball in play, and good things will happen. And for the third straight time, we now have a situation where the runner on first could steal second, and that comes up huge because we just saw Patelli and Riku continue to move over as Whisenhunt's been letting these guys have second base.
I mean, Whisenhunt and Temez have been letting these Hawks base runners live rent-free in their heads, and now you have a righty-lefty matchup here, which you really like, and Tito comes in with a 9-game hitting streak.
Jebb dances at first base. The pitch to Flores. He skies into center field. That one's going deep. Tracking under it, not able to make the catch. It gets past the center fielder, Grice. Coming home to score is Nishida. Rounding third, headed for home is Mitch Jebb. And Tito Flores on the first pitch he sees from Whisenhunt blows this one wide open. A 4-1 lead for the Harbor Hawks on a stand-up double.
Flores was sitting breaking ball right out of the gate, and these Hawks base runners, credit to them, because they have really thrown Whisenhunt off of his game, and Tito saw that all the way through and just lofted it out to left center field. Now a 10-game hitting streak for the Michigan man, Tito Flores.
The 2-out rally starts with a triple from Christian Moore, and when it rains, it pours. A 4-1 score now, as stepping into the box is the 3-hole hitter Justin Hyannis from Illinois. At second base after the stand-up doubles, Jebb, that one up the middle. Marcus Brown comes over. Brown fields it. Brown ends the bottom of the second inning for the Chatham Anglers. Could not have come soon enough for Carson Whisenhunt, who gets in some trouble and couldn't get out of it. A 4-1 score now. The Harbor Hawks put up a crooked letter in the bottom of the second and take a 3-run lead. This is the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm Zach Berman, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Mosquito Mary's. The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29. We would also like to thank 99 Restaurants. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls, piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. Drake Toll alongside Zach Berman, Austin Dakuda, and a huge bottom of the second inning as we have seen Carson Whisenhunt struggle a bit for the Chatham Anglers. He blinked. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks took advantage of it with a big 2-out rally. And now you get Brody McCullough, who has a 3-run cushion, and that's got to feel good.
Well, like we did mention coming into this game, Whisenhunt does have the tendency to give up extra base hits. He'd given up 2 home runs, and man, 2-out rally.
Boy, that feels good.
4 runs
That
in
feels
one
good.
inning
It
off
does
the
feel
top
good.
pitcher, a guy who's supposed to be drafted within the first 40 picks this year.
Yeah.
How about that?
First pitch from McCullough is a called strike as he is facing in the lineup for Chatham, the leadoff hitter, Garibay Jr.
This is huge because Brody McCullough has yet to really pitch with a lead like this size this year.
Next pitch to Garibay. That one's a called ball, and it didn't miss by anything, really.
and
That was right in there.
You're
That did
seeing
not.
the effect of the 3-run lead already, right? He's attacking inside on lefties now. He's not afraid to come in the zone.
McCullough goes fastball for a strike. He's
In
thrown
the zone.
3 pitches right there. Now a 1-2 count.
Can we just talk to go back to the bottom of the frame? We have not seen the Hawks be that assertive on the base paths all season.
McCullough gets Garibay Jr. to fly that one to the left side. It's in no man's land, drifting over 3 different Harbor Hawks. Nobody can make the grab, and safe at first base is Garibay Jr. It's finally corralled by Mitch Jebb, and they have not relayed the baseball in. They're still
Yeah, they
kind of
did.
standing there having a, oh, they did. They're having
Riku had it
a little
second.
powwow there for a second.
I was going to
They
say,
all-
you're lucky Riku's at second because that ball came up and hit him in the chest. Would have probably gotten by a few other guys.
Riku Nishida laying it all out there. What's new?
That's what he does.
Interesting, too. I don't know if there was a mass restroom break or a pilgrimage to the concession stand, but a lot of the Major League scouts, after the 4-run bottom of the second,
Well,
have
if they,
left the building
well, if they
here at McKeon Ballpark.
want to stick around for the Brody McCullough show, they are more than welcome to do just that.
No kidding. And you got to know, as McCullough deals here to Rock Riggio, and the first pitch is in the dirt, that's going to allow Garibay Jr. to advance to second without a throw down. You got to know that McCullough sees that. He's looking behind the plate. You're seeing 60 scouts. Hardly any of them are here just to see you. Most of them are looking at the other guy. Here's where you go out. You toss a gem and show them, hey, what if I'm better than that guy you're here to see?
Yeah.
Second time this week that the Hawks have welcomed in a top-flight pitcher and chased him in the game early.
The 1-0 from McCullough. There's a high fastball swung on and missed by Rock Riggio.
What a job by just the bottom of the order and the base running by this Harbor Hawks team, which has gone from a consistency to a strength.
Yeah. The 1-1 pitch shows bunt, pulls back, and a ball high on Rock Riggio. Riggio, since getting to the Cape, has 1 RBI and 1 hit in 23 at-bats.
Slow start, but it's such an adjustment. We've talked about it countless times, and it goes both ways for every team here. The Cape batting averages for much of the start of the year were under 200 for each team, so he's not alone in his slow start.
Riggio skies that one on the infield and out of play as it tracks foul.
Just a quick question with the scouts have left the building reference. Is that a reference to a certain movie you might have seen last
It is a
night?
reference to the Elvis movie that I saw last night and couldn't stand.
Couldn't
Almost
look
left
away,
early.
right? That's
Wow.
what, it was so good.
7 people left the theater.
Well, you
Wow.
rushed out of here
Because it
to
was
get
so
there,
bad.
and that's
I
how good
did.
it was.
I
You were so
really
excited.
wanted to get to the movie at 10 last night at the Regal. Made it in time.
And you
Wish
are glad you
I
did.
wouldn't have.
You know, you are happy you did.
The 2-2 pitch to Rock Riggio. He cuts and misses. Riggio goes down swinging for his second strikeout of the game. Welcome to the Brody McCullough Show. He's fan 5.
Yeah, and
The
I mean,
shortstop from
we talked
Oklahoma
about it,
State,
right?
number 62,
Giving your pitcher a
Marcus
3-run lead
Brown.
is just huge for a guy like Brody McCullough, right? Now he can attack on the inside part of the plate to lefties, which, Zach, you mentioned too, he didn't do his first time through the lineup. He can come in the zone with that fastball early and often and not be afraid to make a mistake because it's not going to cost your team the game.
Riggio gives way in the lineup to Marcus Brown, his teammate at Oklahoma State. Brown takes a fastball inside that gets away from Jacob Campbell. You don't see too many of those, but now Garibay Jr. has been able to advance from first to second to third.
Sounded
Well,
like it hit something.
Yeah, Brown is looking at the home plate umpire. That of course, being Battaglia, and almost he stuck his hands out as a, wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
It looked like, I think the dugout, you saw a little chirp coming from the Harbor Hawk dugout. They thought it hit the knob of the bat.
I did too. It sounded like it did.
And of course, Chatham thinks it hit off of his hand.
Right,
maybe.
it sounded like it caught something.
Whatever it caught. Got a runner on third now to deal with, but you're up 3. You'd prefer not to have it dwindle to 2.
There's a fastball outside. missed pretty well, and now a 2-0 count. The man at the plate, Marcus Brown, is 9 for 35 since making his way to Cape Cod. Starting shortstop today with 4 RBI, batting .257. Back pick to third base, and they got him in time. Jacob Campbell sends Garibay Jr., the leadoff hitter, right back to the dugout. Let's see a replay.
That's what you love to see, the snap throw, the coverage by Jeb, the tag, and there is not a catcher on Cape Cod with a better arm, a better pop time than Jacob Campbell.
Why are you leading off third when you're already down 3 in a 7-inning game?
The 3-0. That one is skied on the infield. Will Campbell have room? No, he won't. It's a foul ball into the stands on the Harbor Hawks side. Well out of the way, and league intern Lenny comes and grabs it and tosses it back.
And talk about a little act of redemption for Jacob Campbell after allowing the 2 balls to get behind him. What do you do with the base runner you allowed advance? Oh, you throw him out of
Doesn't that fire you up, a back pick to third? Yeah, that's what you love to see.
Don't see it too very. Look, I don't think we've seen a bat pick truly work yet as McCullough goes inside for ball 4.
You see him to first base, but not to third.
We have seen plenty to first base from Jacob Campbell, none successful. Some that looked like it, but you typically don't get the call. You hardly ever get that call. And there, for Campbell, almost a pitch out from McCullough, too. It's as if Campbell knew what he was doing by letting 2 pitches get past him.
And what a situation to get that man out, right? Now you have 2 down in the inning. If you don't get him, it's runners on the corners, 1 out, and you're in some trouble. But Jacob Campbell, you saw Brody McCullough when Campbell got him out, give him a big point and a big fist bump. That fires up your pitcher, too.
3-hole hitter comes the plate, skies one to center field. Cole McConnell's going back at the wall and watches it go over his head. Caden Grice with a home run for the Chatham Anglers. It's going to score 2 and pull the lead within 1 now for the Harbor Hawks as he got every piece of that baseball.
It didn't jump off the bat like anything crazy, and then all of a sudden I saw Cole McConnell turn. You saw the back of his jersey and just the numbers, and he never turned back around because that ball just jumped, and that's the deepest part of the yard. So what does that say about Caden Grice?
Well, how much more important does the out at third now become?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That home run would have tied the ball game.
Oh, yeah.
Great point there from Zach Berman. And now Castagnazzi comes to the plate. Castagnazzi, Johnny from UNC. Strike there and down to the count 0-1 with 2 down. Nobody on the top of the third. But Chatham, all of a sudden, with 1 swing of the bat, has pulled within a run.
Only their 3rd home run of the year.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a particularly bad pitch there by McCullough either.
No, it's a good piece of hitting as that's a called ball.
I mean, Grice went down. It was a low pitch, and the strength that it takes to take a low fastball and almost gulf it out to the deepest part of the yard, that is some serious firepower.
Well, Grice is your 4-hole hitter for a reason, showing off his power there. The 1-1, that's a ball inside. And Austin, could this be the last we see of Brody McCullough today?
It could be. We got the left-hander Jake Berry warming up in the Harbor Hawk pen.
Not that Jake Berry.
Right, Jake Berry from Virginia, who's on the Harbor Hawk roster. But for Brody, we expected about 3 starts or so at about 3 to 5 innings. So we'll see what we get the rest of the way.
There's a called strike. Now a 2-2 count on the righty Castagnazzi.
I think what you focus on here with Brody is the strikeout stuff. I mean, 5 punch-outs at this point. You add the long ball, kind of bit you. But he's been real good.
Brody McCullough sets for the 2-2. That one's a called strike 3. 6 punch-outs today. If Brody McCullough's day is over, he will have struck out 6 batters in the 9 outs he recorded for the Harbor Hawks. And a solid start and a lead of 1 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd, and the Hawks try to add to it on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm Zach Berman, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Mosquito Mary's. The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29. We would also like to thank 99 Restaurants. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
We bring it back to the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. Harbor Hawks up by 1. Drake Toll alongside Austin Dakuda and Zach Berman. Bria Losick, our baseline reporter, is joining us as well. Like our producers, Ella Gibson, Abby Stokes, Mike Maynard with us. And back on the mound, the big lefty for the Chatham Anglers, Carson Wisenon, once some more the Harbor Hawks.
Drake, if you're Carson Wisenon, there's still some scouts left here to impress.
Oh, there's
but you have
plenty
a
left.
really tough outing in the bottom of the second. How do you, I guess, rein that back in? Your team has gotten you back in the game.
Well, you might as well go home run for home run. Answer it here. Jacob Campbell comes to the plate for the Harbor Hawks.
I mean, that would be pretty neat now, wouldn't it?
The starting catcher today. I would enjoy that, yes. Campbell, coming into this game, had an OPS of 727. 382 on-base percentage, a 276 average. The first pitch he sees from Wisenon, there's a called strike on the fastball, and there's a little bit of mustard taken off of that pitch from the lefty.
82.
Don't think it was the fastball.
I think that was a slurve.
Yeah.
Well, there was no movement.
Right,
Something
could've
wasn't
been his
doing
changeup,
on
I
that
think.
pitch. Yeah, that's true. There he throws a ball outside in a 1-1 count, 81.
Yeah, I think the radar
that
gun.
I
might be
think
having
our
some
gun
trouble.
is, yeah, it's reading that pitch, about 2 seconds after it's thrown. The 1-1. That one's hammered by Campbell to left field, and by hammered, I mean camping out before the warning track and making the catch is Garibay Jr. Good piece of hitting, but the wind is died.
It did jump off the bat. I would have probably called that the same, Drake. And
I was ready.
It happens to the best of us.
I had buckled myself up for the call, and just about 40 feet short.
Well,
Yeah.
if the radar gun is broken, I mean, Chatham, of course, certainly very used to broken radar guns.
No kidding. We had a 7-mile-an-hour pitch at Chatham a few weeks ago. 1 out, Cole McConnell at the plate. McConnell sees the slurve. It's back, and a called strike.
I believe Ty Langenberg was measured at 108 on his slider.
Yeah, what about it?
I mean, broke every single record in the league.
Yeah, he
that
did.
night.
The 0-1 to Cole McConnell. Slurve again from Wisenon. This time he chases at it and can't get a piece. McConnell 11 for 32 this season, 343 batting average and 3 RBI for the Harbor Hawks. Starting in center field today out of Louisiana Tech. The 0-2 to Cole McConnell. Slurve again. Called strike 3. Temez didn't even wait for the call, just tosses it around the diamond.
That's just ridiculous.
Ooh.
He's gotten McConnell on that
The right
same
fielder
pitch
from Cal
twice.
State Long Beach, number
McConnell
2,
has come up twice.
Rocco
He has gone down in
Pepe.
6 pitches combined. And Cole McConnell is a very good hitter, as a matter of fact, as well. So, goodness gracious.
You go in the lineup from Cole McConnell to Rocco Pepe, who's starting in right field. Pepe gets a taste of the slurve. That's the 4th straight pitch that Wisenon has gone to with the slurve.
Do you blame him?
0-1 to Pepe. He goes fastball, chases high and outside, can't get a piece, and Wisenon's working very fast here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Well, Zach, you asked before the inning, how do you respond? You attack.
The 0-2, Pepe swings, misses. The ball gets away from Temez. Temez tosses down to first base and records the out. It is a clean bottom of the 3rd inning for Carson Wisenon. Exactly what the doctor ordered, and we'll see who trots out for the Harbor Hawks in the top of the 4th. When we come back, it's a 4-3 lead for the good guys, and we'll send it to the baseline to our dugout reporter, Bria Losick, who will send it back to us. Thank you, Bria, and we'll go to commercial. I'm Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Coca-Cola Bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape. Fairway Financial. Fairway Financial is a proud national sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, visit fairwayfinancial.net and ask for owner and host family sponsor Steve Anzuoni, Cape Cod's retirement income specialist. That's fairwayfinancial.net. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk. Back on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, Drake Toll, joined today by Austin Dakuda and Zach Berman as always. Guys, a beautiful day for baseball and a beautiful time for a new pitcher for the Harbor Hawks. Let's learn about number 41, Jake Berry. Zach?
Well, Berry is only pitched not that Jake Berry, as we like to say. Not the Jake Berry that's likely going top 10.
This Jake Berry.
This Jake Berry. And, hey, one appearance for Hyannis. He's got a 5.40 ERA, allowed 3 hits, 1 run of the earned variety, 1 strikeout as well.
Yeah,
Did have quite the good season at UVA. 5 wins, 3 losses, an ERA of 4.7.
We'll see what we get from the big 6'10 lefty in this spot. You're going to ask him probably to go 2 innings or so.
You really do have to be careful how you manage your bullpen with the off day tomorrow, but after that off day, it is almost a week straight of baseball.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you got to realize, I mean, I guess you have to get to the off day first is the big thing. But after that, Zach, like you said, a week straight of baseball is not easy to navigate. So not really going to do yourself any favors if you have to go through 6, 7 pitchers today. You'd like to only have to do Jake Berry and 1 more in game 1, and 3 in game 2 would be ideal as well.
Does that mean that we have to do a week straight of baseball?
Yes, that does.
Well, we're not going to mix in any golf.
I do want to say this is the last doubleheader that we will have to call this season.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, what a shame. 7 innings today. I keep forgetting. We are almost halfway through today's ball game. We're 3 innings through of the 7.
Feels like we just got comfortable.
No kidding. 7 to the plate. We have some more time today. Fret not. We'll get enough. We'll get plenty of baseball in.
2 what's in the boxes, not just 1.
2 what's in the boxes. I got to start thinking about that. Ingle comes to the plate. He scored a run earlier after he walked. Nothing for nothing today. The first pitch he takes from Jake Berry is a called strike. Going fastball outside part of the plate.
Berry definitely impressed last summer out in Keene with the Swamp Bats of the NECBL.
That's up in New Hampshire.
The 0-1 from Berry. How about another called strike? This time he goes off speed to Ingle.
And what is a Swamp Bat?
A tidbit for you. Last year's coach of the Harbor Hawks, Gary Calhoun, the summer before, had coached the Keene Swamp Bats. So a little bit of a connection from Swamp Bat players down here to Hyannis.
That is a name.
Swamp Bat or Gary Keene?
Swamp Bat.
It's Gary Calhoun who
I was talking about Gary Keene,
brother
of Robert Earl. Ball called outside, 1-2 count.
I don't know any of these people.
Really? Robert Earl Keene?
No.
Not a big music guy.
No.
Austin Dakuda? I tweeted about him yesterday. The 1-2 from Jake Berry. That one's skied. We'll get past the infield, but not by much. Mitch Jebb is called out by Dominic Patelli, who comes over and makes the grab. Christian Moore could have gotten there. Mitch Jebb could have gotten there. They both had the closest path to get to it, but Dominic Patelli said, nah, I got it.
He called him off from about 50 feet away from the ball and then went into Usain Bolt speed to get to it.
Hey, when you got those wheels like Dom.
More wheels or more doors?
I would say
wheels.
More wheels.
Okay.
Wheels.
When I say wheels and Dom, fear not, I am not making a reference to Fast and Furious.
That's what
I wouldn't get it if you were. So.
Never seen any of the 12 movies.
No, I haven't either. I think it's 13 now. They come up with one about every other week.
You know how many Fast and Furious movies are good? 0.
Wow. It just shut them down.
Good thing I don't have to watch them. Thank you, Zach Berman. There's a ball low, 1-0 count now. As Hogan's at the plate. Now the ball, that one's just a little bit outside. So Cooper Ingle goes down with the pop out to Dominic Patelli, and Matthew Hogan from South Carolina comes the dish. His spring again, 7 for 51. It's a 137 average. Next pitch that he sees the ball outside, now ahead in the count 3-0. He did have 1 home run in his 7 hits, so for every 7 hits that he gets, there's a home run in there.
Well, here's the problem. He's had 7 hits on the Cape this season. Not one of them is a home run.
Wow, that ratio is tanking. 3-0. Probably won't have one here, I hope. That's a call. That's right.
Yeah, you get the inside part.
Sure, I'll take it.
That's a 3-0 cookie, I think.
I think so.
From the umpire.
That's what that looked like.
Throw you a bone.
Jacob Campbell with a solid frame job. 4-3 score here. Harbor Hawks lead it. The 3-1 from Jake Berry. That's low and outside, and trotting to first base is Matthew Hogan. Hogan was 0 for 1, and he will stay 0 for 1 and give way to Dominic Temez. Here's a fun fact. Did you know Brody McCullough grew up in the same area as Carson Wisenhunt? Per his dad, grew up in the same area as Carson Wisenhunt. They played together on multiple different baseball teams, so the guys know each other pretty well.
How's that for a top 2 in your pitching staff, huh?
Yeah. I don't want to face that travel team. Dominic Temez, the plate. Catcher out of Alabama. 5'10", 205. First pitch he sees, high and outside from Jake Berry. Berry at 6'10". Got a pretty high delivery and pretty short pants, too. They don't usually make them that big.
Well, he's taller than Wes, so he's the tallest pitcher in the team.
Yep.
Would not be the tallest pitcher on Brewster, I don't think.
Oh, that one is hammered to center field. Cole McConnell tracking over. McConnell makes the catch, showing off the range, flashing the glove, and a solid play by Cole McConnell on a ball that looked very similar to Mitch Jebb's stand-up double. Saw Jebb put that one in the gap, and that was pretty close to the gap. McConnell going over to his right and back, just showing how good this outfield is for the Harbor Hawks defensively.
These Louisiana Tech guys can field, man.
No kidding. Dominic Temez, followed up by Noah Ledford, the lineup from Georgia Southern, bat .345 in the spring, 430 OBP at a .655 slugging. 16 home runs to his name as he fouls that one off into our crowd mic.
Thank you. Very nice of him.
Good little poof in the right ear.
What a good crowd on hand today, and some of the members of that crowd include members of my own family.
Very nice. Welcome to the ballpark.
Also, welcome to the plate, a pinch hitter, as that one is skied to right field. Rocco Pepe going back to the warning track and makes the catch. Made it look a little scary, but charges the third out of the top of the fourth inning to the pinch hitter Ingram, who we would tell you about, but we don't have to now because we're going to the bottom of the fourth. We're halfway through this ball game. We've got our sideline reporter, Bria Losick. Bria, what do you got for us?
Today we're honoring Tim Elstrom, not only the voice of the Harbor Hawks, but the heart and soul of the organization as well. I'm here with Polly Elstrom. Polly, what did the Harbor Hawks mean to Tim?
Everything. Tim loved baseball from the time he was born. He's 5 years older than I was, but that's all my memories are, Tim and baseball. And when he moved to Cape Cod and could be a part of this team and this league, he was just so happy. Yeah.
Now, Tim was at this ballpark and in Hyannis for over 40 years. What is it like knowing that his legacy moves on even more with the Tim Elstrom Broadcast Center being memorialized today?
It's so nice because, Tim was very humble and didn't share, about how many people were aware of him. And when he passed away, we found so much love and all these people that came out of the woodwork to say how important he was to this park and stuff. So it's really important that it's named after him.
Well, thank you so much, Polly. In memoriam, back to you guys.
Thank you to our dugout reporter, Bria Losick. And thanks to Miss Polly as well for joining the broadcast. What a beautiful story, and having the family of Tim Elstrom here at the game in the new Tim Elstrom Broadcast Center and broadcast booth dedicated to him and his legacy with the Harbor Hawks. And an honor for us three to be on the call today, a day where they've honored Tim Elstrom.
It's a major honor, Drake, and Tim had brought so much life to this ballpark in his time as the PA announcer, and I was fortunate enough to meet him last season and listen to him be the voice of this Harbor Hawk team for decades. And a very special day here at the ballpark for all of us, and especially the Elstrom family.
I mean, we are not here in this booth if it is not for Tim. So,
batter at the plate for the Harbor Hawks is Christian Moore. His last time to the plate, well, let me tell you about it. Bottom of the second inning, 2 outs, nobody on. Moore comes up against this same pitcher, Wisnut's back out there, and nails a triple to the left field side between Hogan and Garibay Jr. As the 0-1 is the slur for a called strike. Christian Moore gives a slight peek back to the home plate umpire, Frank Battaglia.
That's a little bit more than a slight peek. He was giving him a couple nods and a couple little.
Saying thank you very much. How was your day?
Yeah. How do you hit that pitch, though? I mean, it's a slurve that comes in at your thigh and just drops off the plate.
The only as more calls time. The only slurve we've seen hit was Tito Flores, who waited on it, but I'm not sure if the pitch that Flores hit was the slurve because it didn't have nearly as much wiggle.
Yeah, when you went Christian Moore, who got a hit in his at-bat. Dominic Patelli was walked. Nishida was walked. There's a called strike. 3 more backed out of the way of it. And he's called down, looking. He'll go back to the dugout, and following Moore in the lineup will be Dominic Patelli. But it was a triple by Moore. Patelli walks, Nishida walks. Then Mitch Jebb goes long ball, not quite long enough to be a home run, but a double nonetheless. Scores a couple, and that's how the Harbor Hawks blew this thing open. And then Chatham closed the gap with a 2-run home run at the top of the third. Now Dominic Patelli at the plate. He walked in his first at-bat. He takes the slurve. Helmet level.
He thought about bunting there, but when the ball comes in at 7'2", and you're only 5'10", makes it tough to get a bunt down.
Yeah,
got to be part of the Brewster NBA Association.
Yeah. What was that?
Oh,
that ball. Patelli swung at a pitch that landed at about 57 feet, bounced in the dirt, got away from the catcher, Temez. What do you call it? The Brewster, the BNBA Association. I think you said the Brewster NBA Association.
Well, that's double.
So is that double association?
So maybe the
BNBAA.
BNBAA.
All right. Austin Dakuta.
Is that bingo? Is that bingo?
I don't have a bingo card.
Yeah, there's no Austin Dakuta bingo. It's only the Berman bingo. A 1-1 count. Nobody on here to Dom Patelli. Patelli starting at shortstop today. He'll take a strike on the outside part of the plate. Fastball. Patelli is 5 for 29, has a home run and 4 RBI on the season. He'll be followed up in the lineup by Riku Nishida. Patelli takes the slurve, called strike 3. Temez will throw it around the dish.
It's amazing. Temez knows these pitches are strikes so far in advance. The ball is almost out of his hands towards the infield before the home plate ump Battaglia even calls it strike 3.
Yeah, it's right there. I mean, it's just the pitch that left-handed hitters are going to learn to not give up on so early on, right? They see it coming in, they immediately give up on it, but it's a pitch that's going to come back. You have to stay on that pitch, and that's something these guys are going to get used to as they develop through their college careers.
First pitch to Riku Nishida is a called strike on the slurve again. Looking at Wisnut and what he's to be able to put together on the Cape. Today, he has 7 strikeouts. He had 12 coming in. 19 is good enough for #1 on the Cape as Nishida bunts down the right side. Nishida headed to first base. Wisenhunt's not there in time, and it's not close. Riku Nishida with a bunt single with 2 outs. A hard bunt single, too. That was by no means an elite bunt from Nishida, but it was the elite speed that got him safe at first base.
Yeah, you take a look at the replay again, and Nishida just drops it down the first base side so that your first baseman, Ledford, has no choice but to field it. And by the time Wisenhunt gets over there, Nishida's speed, it's a foot race between Nishida and the pitcher, and Riku's not going to lose that foot race many times.
Well, now with 2 outs, we saw a Harbor Hawk rally in the bottom of the second for 4 runs. And one of the main catalysts to that was Nishida on the base paths. Look out.
Yep, you got him.
Riku is called out.
He got him.
Will do it from Wisenhunt, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 4th for the Harbor Hawks. There are 3 innings left to play, and your score is Chatham 3, Hyannis 4. This is the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. I'm broadcaster Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. I'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Curry College. Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including 5th-year master's programs at curry.edu. Franklin Sports. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again the proud official batting glove sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. Cape Cod, the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day. Welcome back to the Cape Cod Baseball League and the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Drake Toll alongside Austin Dakuta, Zach Berman, our producers, Ella Gibson, Abby Stokes, Mike Maynard. We have Bria Losix, our baseline reporter today, and a great day for baseball. As you see Jake come back out on the mound again, you'll get another look at the 6'10" lefty.
Interestingly enough, no action in Chatham's arm barn yet, so it looks like they're trying to ride Wisenhunt as long as he can.
Well, there's probably not much of an innings limit on him this summer. Just speculating based on the fact, as I mentioned, hasn't pitched really all year.
You'd have to think so.
So you'd think that they're really trying to get him an extended look, or the scouts an extended look at him, right? That's part of the goal coming in here on Cape. Now that's his third start. He's ramped up a bit, ready to go deeper into the game.
Chatham gives us another change in the lineup. Jake DeLeo comes in.
Empty the bench in game one of the doubleheader.
Why not? First pitch DeLeo sees is a called strike fastball inside from Jake Berry.
So DeLeo in, Garibay out. DeLeo.
0-1 to DeLeo. That's a hit. Through the gap on the left side between Mitch Jebb and Dominic Patelli, and DeLeo, the second pitch he sees from Barry, is safe at first base with a single.
Well, I was about to say, he batted .327 against righties and showed why almost immediately before I could even finish my thought.
Stepping to the plate now for Chatham. They will not make a change. The 2-hole as Rock Riggio stands in. Riggio with a man at first in Jake DeLeo. Riggio out of Oklahoma State. Wildly good freshman season. Against lefties, he bat .279. The first pitch he sees, he shows bunt, takes a fastball low and outside. Now the 1-0 count on Rock Riggio. Riggio's not really a steal threat, not elite speed, but he does love to bunt. He's showing it here. The 1-0 from Jake Berry, and Berry's going to toss over to Justin Hyannis at first base and check off to Leo.
Do have a righty up and throwing in the home bullpen.
Maybe Ty Langenberg?
Wouldn't be surprised.
Get the old eyeballs working.
Berry, there's a bunt down the first base side. The 6'10" Berry collects, flips over to Hyannis. They collect the out at first base, but it does advance the runner DeLeo to second base. DeLeo at Georgia Tech was not a steal or a bunt threat, so not elite speed from him despite being subbed into the one spot for Chatham. And now the shortstop Marcus Brown comes to the plate. Not only is he elite defensively, Brown a .311 batting average in the spring, .373 OBP. Batting .250 on the Cape, which is really good.
That is, and can confirm that is Ty Langenberg warming up in the Harbor Hawk.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah, working in full today.
The wind is howling straight out to center field. The off-speed changeup.
Just to go back to that last play, what a play by Jake Berry, the glove flip. That if he had tried to play that normally and throw the ball underhand with his throwing hand, the runner, Riggio might have been safe.
Marcus Brown, 9 for 35 this season, stands at the plate here against Berry. Berry goes off speed. They'll say that one was just a little high, maybe outside as well. 2-0. Berry's gotten down in the count a couple of times here. He hasn't faced too many of these Chatham batters, but of what he has, he's gone 1 1/3, allowed 1 hit. He's walked 1 as well after Brody McCullough struck out 6 through 3. 4-3 your score. The Harbor Hawks lead it. Top of the 5th inning, we play 7 today. There's a fastball outside.
Well, like you mentioned, Langenberg warming. Surely the Chatham Anglers haven't seen much of Ty Langenberg at all this year.
Yeah, Langenberg going 7 up, 6 down, and 6 strikeouts against the Chatham A's the first time these two teams played. Now a 3-0 from Jake Berry. If we see ball 4 here, we likely see the last pitch of Berry's day. You'll see a fastball, called strike, good umph. Little velo added to that one. Pumps it in there, now a 3-1 count, and you really don't want to walk Marcus Brown to bring up Caden Grice, who already hit a home run with 2 men on. Chatham Anglers have not had very many home runs this season, but when they've come, they've been very opportune. The 3-1 pitch from Brown. That one's hammered to center field. Over comes McConnell. He makes the snag. Cole McConnell showing decent range. We'll get a replay of that one as well, as McConnell is able to retire Marcus Brown, and The
first
aforementioned
baseman from
Caden Grice
Clemson,
comes to
number
the plate.
31,
Grice this
Caden
season is batting
Grice.
.256. Not an elite batting average by any means whatsoever, but in this game, he's 1 for 2, has a couple of RBI, a strikeout, but a home run that pulled this game within 1, and Eric Beatty wants Ty Langenberg to come in and face Caden Grice. That'll be the day for Jake Berry. His final stat line for the Harbor Hawks, 1 2/3. He allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, didn't fan anyone, but no earned runs on his day. However, Delio at second base, Jake Delio that is, will be his responsibility as Ty Langenberg comes to the game. We'll tell you about Langenberg when we come back. It's a 4-3 Hawk lead on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm sideline reporter Bria Losick, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Cape Cod 5-Cent Saving Bank. Cape Cod 5 is proud to be a long-standing supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League and its contribution to the local economy as a treasured summer attraction. Cape Cod 5 is a community bank serving customers throughout Cape Cod, the islands, and southeastern Massachusetts. Founded in 1855, the bank's mission is to enrich the lives of those it serves while contributing to the health and vitality of its communities. Cape Cod 5 provides a full range of banking solutions, including personal and business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services, and Coca-Cola Bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Welcome into the game, Ty Langenberg, who has been one of the best arms out of the bullpen for the Harbor Hawks this season. He has totaled 4 innings of work, 4 1/3. In a game at Harwich, in a game at Chatham, he has allowed 1 hit. He does have 1 save to his name in that 4 1/3. 9 punchies in total. Opponent batting average right now, too, is at 107.
How about no walks? 9 punch-outs, no walks.
How
and
about
4
no
1/3.
walks?
I mean, this guy is as good as they come out of the bullpen, right? And when you go from Brody McCullough starting, you give way to Jake Berry, who gives you a couple good innings. Ty Langenberg here in the top of the 5th could very well finish this ball game again. We saw him do that and go 2 1/3 in his last appearance. How about here? Maybe a chance to do it again. And hey, he faced this Chatham team, and they didn't even touch the ball.
No, surely that was not him. I thought that was Brandon Llewellyn. Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, it
That's
turns
true.
out it's Ty Langenberg.
That
and
was the infamous Brandon Llewellyn gate that we have
what
since
was the,
calmed.
We had a hot dog gate last
Hot
night.
dog gate,
Hot dog
Llewellyn
gate.
and we do have a birthday today as well.
Birthday
We
gate.
do. There is someone's birthday out there in this world.
And that is Ray Korn, the pitching coach of the Harbor Hawks, and that was 76?
76th birthday to the pitching guru, Ray Korn. And
76 years young.
let's see how well he's added to Ty Langenberg's game. The Iowa product comes out. The Hawkeye will face Connor Grice. The Clemson Tiger is 9 for 37 this season with 1 home run and 5 RBI. You guys know when that home run came?
Unfortunately, I do.
That was the top of the 3rd inning today. It's 4-3. The Harbor Hawks lead at 1 runner on second base. First pitch is skied right to McConnell, who makes the grab. It looked like it was going to be an easy play. McConnell stuttered for a second and was still able to reach up and grab that baseball, not by much. It's a play that McConnell typically makes easily, but this time, the wind blowing straight out, it almost got away from him. He snags it and ends the top of the 5th inning. The Harbor Hawks lead it 4-3. When we come back, the bats come back. This is the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm broadcaster Austin Dakuda, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including the Yawkey Foundation. Tom and Jean Yawkey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yawkeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognize the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yawkey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years. The Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is partnering with the Cape Cod Baseball League this year to help you find a trusted business at bbb.org. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. Drake Toll alongside Zach Berman, Austin Duguta in the broadcast booth, and we will see the same pitcher that we have seen all game for the Chatham Anglers. He's back out. It's Wisenhunt.
Yeah, he's been pretty effective besides one real bad inning. 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, but 7 punch-outs. Quite the game for Wisenhunt, trying to impress the scouts behind home plate, raise his draft stock, which has quickly risen the past couple of months.
Wisenhunt has been solid all but the bottom of the 2nd inning today, where he allowed 4 runs to the Harbor Hawks. Came back with a vengeance. After that, he faces Mitch Jebb in the first pitch that Jebb sees. That is the old slurve, as we are calling it now, and it's a called ball outside to Mitch Jebb, who had a double earlier in this ball game that put the Hawks not necessarily on the board, but much more comfortably on the board as he takes a strike outside. Corner of the plate.
What's going on over there, Drake?
I'm trying to keep a straight face, man.
Well, coming up pretty soon will be What's in the Box, as the next pitch to Mitch Jebb is low and outside. A 2-1 count now as Wisenhunt can't find the zone with the off speed.
Y'all have no idea. Y'all actually have
Well,
no idea.
we're getting things set up for our
Yes, we
annual
are.
7th inning What's in the Box that will come a little early today because the doubleheader ends in the 7th inning. The 2-1 to Jebb. That's a ball high, helmet level. And you mentioned the arm barn of Chatham. There's a couple guys standing up, but nobody getting warm. Will this be Wisenhunt's 7 innings?
It could just be. I mean, it depends how good the next 2 go for him, but he's going to at least go 5, maybe 6.
The 3-1 to Mitch Jebb. Jebb pokes that one to the left side over Marcus Brown, and he has a base hit, a single in the left field, recovered by Delio, who's come in for Garibay Jr., and a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th. Folks, we welcome you into the booth for What's in the Box today. And What is in the Box is brought to you by Honeydew Coffee, and today in the box is this. I don't know what it is, but it's a cheese pizza costume. Now, why it's used, I'm not sure. If you're just joining us the first time this season, it turns out that the press box here at McKeon Ballpark also doubles as a storage unit. So I go every 7th inning, find the strangest thing I can find, and this may be the best so far. What's in the box today? A giant pizza costume brought to you by Honeydew Coffee as Tito Flores steps to the plate. We'll see how long I can call a game while wearing this.
I think that hit him.
That pitch hits Tito Flores. He's going to trot down to first base. Well, they may call it a foul ball. That's exactly what they'll do. Home plate umpire Frank Battaglia will make the foul ball signal. And, well, can we get one last shot here?
How can you see in that thing?
Yeah, one last. I don't know. It's a spout of mastery, everybody, and just one last wave. Don't want to make this 4-0.
Yeah, you got the eye holes here. A little
Thank you all for
ingenuity.
joining us today. Drake Toll, Austin Duguta, Zach Berman. What's in the box? And today it's the pizza costume as Tito Flores is set for the 0-1.
I got to tell you, I really thought that Don Arcillo and Jerry Remy would have reached the pinnacle of pizza incidents in baseball broadcast booths
Pizzagate, yeah.
years ago. I guess that's not the case.
Nope, I don't think we'll ever top that What's in the Box. It is very hot. 0-1 to Tito Flores. It's a ball at the numbers. That was called a strike the last time he was at the plate, though, so good on him to lay off.
Well, you're going to have to try and top it next inning.
I am going to have to try to top it next game.
Next game.
But thank you to our
Excuse me.
sponsor, Honeydew Coffee, for being involved in our What's in the Box. Wisenhunt, the 1-1 to Tito Flores. The runner goes. Mitch Jebb to second base. Mitch Jebb slides in and safe.
Good call. Good call.
That is the right call, but you see the angle the umpire was at as the ball gets away from Wisenhunt. Mitch Jebb's going to third, no throw. The Harbor Hawks, with nobody out, a 1-2 count on Tito Flores, have Mitch Jebb at third base. He just stole 2. Mitch Jebb's base running have put the Hawks in position to score again.
Now, that throw beat him to second
Yes,
base,
it
right?
did.
And in this league, 90% of the time when the throw beats you, you are out. But the right call was made. Jebb was able to swim around the tag. He got his right hand on the base. Then the awareness to move up to third. Mitch Jebb is the best base runner on this team and has a chance now to come home and give you an insurance run.
The 1-2 pitch to Tito Flores. The infield's in. Chatham does not Want Hyannis to add to this lead. Flores is going to skip that one over the head of Grice. That's a single into right field. Coming home is Mitch Jebb, and the Harbor Hawks have added another run to the lead. The infield was brought in. That would have been a blooper right to Caden Grice at first base, and instead it's an RBI single for Tito Flores.
The base running of the Harbor Hawks is why we are here at this point in the game. The job they have done, not just to move up, but to get to the head of the pitcher Wisenhunt, has been phenomenal. And Mitch Jebb, who's been the catalyst of so much of this on the base path since he's joined the team, you really just can't say enough good things. And on that note, now you look over near the bullpen, and Chatham's got some arms warming up.
Yeah, the Anglers now, if they wanted to give this game completely to Wisenhunt, there's just no way. There's no way they'll be able to. He's at 66 pitches right now through 4 complete innings, which is not awful necessarily, but now with a couple of singles in a row and Tito Flores standing at first base, he's got to deal with Justin Hyannis, the 3-hole hitter, and tosses him a ball low and outside. Well, I'm having fun.
Having a blast.
I've never called a baseball game next to a giant sentient slice of pizza, but here we are.
Oh, that's the bottom left corner of Berman Bingo. There's a toss over to first, and it's not remotely in time to get Tito Flores, who's not a very dangerous base runner.
Finally, some action in the arm barn for the Anglers. That doesn't mean Wisenhunt's day is imminently done, but might be a signal he might not go the full day.
Well, you've seen him throw over at Tito Flores twice, and now they'll give a balk to Wisenhunt. Again, when it rains, it pours, and that's been the day in the bottom of the second and now the bottom of the fifth for Wisenhunt. Carson Wisenhunt just can't seem to get things back on track. And here in the bottom of the fifth, the Harbor Hawks have another runner in scoring position. I can't get over. I know you made mention of this too. Mitch Jebb's ability to get from first to second and then find a way to freak out the Chatham Angler infield to the point where a ball gets away from Wisenhunt on just a simple toss back. He takes third base. And then Tito Flores making you pay for the shift. Tito Flores stands at second. There's a fastball high from Justin Hyannis, and the Harbor Hawk dugout is going to let Carson Wisenhunt know about it.
Well, Mitch Jebb is the kind of guy that if you have him on as a coach or a manager on your team, you'll love him. You hate playing against him, though. He gets under your skin. He really has...
There's one, skied to right field. Going back is Ingram. Ingram at the warning track. Can't make the catch. It gets past his glove. Tito Flores at third base. He's going to hold up there, and it is a double for Justin Hyannis. Let's see how they rule that play. It'll be tight. If it's a hit, it's the 9th of the day for the Harbor Hawks. If it's an error, it's the first for the Chatham Anglers, who don't make many. Nonetheless, with nobody down here in the bottom of the fifth, the Harbor Hawks will have 2 on. Justin Hyannis at second, Tito Flores at third, and we still haven't gotten a score.
That still feels like a play that out in right field you have to make if you are Matt Hogan. And once again,
Phil Matulia makes that play.
Matulia makes that play. Once again, opposing outfields in Hyannis struggling to read the ball well, and as
how about that?
Carson Wisenhunt exits.
A double by Justin Hyannis. Carson Wisenhunt done for the day. Chirping the home plate umpire, tell him that was not a balk. I mean, that's a way to leave the game and something to hang your hat on. But hey, what does this say about the Harbor Hawk offense? A team that only scored 1 run in Bourne yesterday comes out today facing the best pitcher in the league, a top prospect, and they shut him down. They get him out of the game after just 4 innings of work.
It is a hit for the Harbor Hawks, and I stand corrected. It's their 8th of the day, and a new pitcher for the Chatham A's. When we come back, we'll tell you about them. Harbor Hawks lead this one at Hyannis, 5-3 on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. I'm Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Coca-Cola Bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape. Fairway Financial. Fairway Financial is a proud national sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, visit fairwayfinancial.net and ask for owner and host family sponsor Steve Anzuoni, Cape Cod's retirement income specialist. That's fairwayfinancial.net. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk. Good afternoon, Alex McFarland from Miami, and welcome to the ballpark. Beautiful McKeon, where it's 80 degrees today, and you've got to deal with a runner on second, a runner on third, and nobody out for the Harbor Hawks.
Now, McFarland has spent 3 years to this point at the U. This is his second season with the Anglers. Last season in Chatham, 7 games pitched, 2 games started at an ERA of 4.03. Only in 1 game he's appeared thus far this season. A game that he in fact finished an ERA of 0.00, no runs, and no hits, 1 strikeout to his ledger.
McFarland comes in the day done for Carson Wesenant, who we've already mentioned should be a top 40 pick in the upcoming MLB draft. As Jacob Campbell comes to the plate with a chance to make further damage. He skies 1 foul out of play on the left side. Make it the right side as Wesenant totals 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts.
Well, not that this has anything to do with the game, I'm sorry, but the Angels and the Mariners absolutely just had a UFC brawl in their Major League Baseball game today.
Oh my
sorry,
gosh.
I just had to get that
No,
out.
thank you for making that. For everybody watching our broadcast, turn it off and go watch that, right? Is that what you were saying?
No, there's a few former Cape Leaguers in there. That's what I was pointing out.
I bet. Any Hyannis guys? You don't have to say who.
Yeah, there's a couple Hyannis guys in there, a few
Well,
Chatham guys.
I do
The
wanna
Chatham guys
say,
are kind of at the center of that.
Speaking of
Major League
Hyannis
brawl
guys,
today.
it's truly amazing how fast the internet works. I go into Baseball Reference to pull up McFarland's
Internet
stats.
is a beautiful
good.
thing.
And you know the first thing that they advertise on Baseball Reference? It's Philip Matulia's Barstool shirts.
Wow.
Is it?
There's
Yes.
a cut and a miss from Jacob Campbell, 1-2 count. I think what you're getting is an ad.
Targeted ad. It
A
has to be
targeted ad. Since you're in the vicinity of Philip Matulia or have looked up his name before, they're going to give you that Barstool shirt. It's neat, though, how the internet works. You're correct. 1-2 on Jacob Campbell. He's got Hyannis at second, Flores at third. Campbell watches that one get past the catcher. In comes the pitcher. That one bounced up. The tag at the plate. He's safe as Flores. That ball bounced from the backstop all the way back to the pitcher. And McFarland almost corralled it in time. The tag was just a hair late. I have never seen anything like that. The ball hit the backstop so hard, it bounced right back to McFarland in the air as if he was calling off a pitch. We'll see a replay here.
And we got the great view of Tito Flores' leg getting in before the tag. I got to tip my cap to this umpiring unit today that we've seen here on the field. They have gotten almost every call right.
You could have easily called that out.
You could have, and that would have been the wrong call, but these guys are on their game.
That's baseball. That's all I
Campbell
gotta say.
takes one low. It's a 3-2 count. The first batter McFarland sees, runs his count to full. And now the Harbor Hawks have a 6-3 lead. They're doubling up the Anglers with Hyannis on third base. One of the stranger plays that you'll see is it came so perfectly back to McFarland. 3-2, payoff to Campbell. Swing and a miss. The ball's on the ground. Be a throw down from Temez, and they charge the out on the strikeout to first base, and Hyannis stays put at third. But what a strange moment and string of events there.
I mean, it didn't just bounce off the brick. It hit like the bottom perfectly, so where it shot up 30 feet in the air.
And just squared up home plate.
Right to it.
Both the catcher, Temez, and McFarland, the pitcher, were looking for the baseball somewhere around the backstop. Little did they know, it bounced about 10 feet in the air back to them.
Have you ever seen that before?
I've never seen that. Cole McConnell's at the plate. 6-3 ball game. The entire Chatham infield has come in once again.
Big chance here for McConnell to get right. He went down looking twice in this ball game, but
I'm sure he's happy not to have to face
righty now.
Yeah. McFarland comes back to Cole McConnell, and he'll foul that one away to the left side. Fun souvenir for a fan, and it looks like Dan Johnson, Hyannis Harbor Hawk president, made the grab.
You can get a run in here in a lot of ways. Sack fly in play, so for McConnell, you don't have to do too much. Just take what the pitcher gives you.
The 1-1. That one's low to Cole McConnell. Shout out Dan Johnson. That landed around the deck where he sets. Or sits. Funky way to say that.
Sits. Tomato, tomato.
2-1. The wind has picked back up, blowing straight out. That one, screamer, gets past Rock Riggio just off his glove. And in to score is Justin Hyannis. Cole McConnell safe at first base.
Let's see how they score. It was hit right at his glove, but it was hit hard enough where.
And an error. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
surprised.
I'm
Well,
surprised.
You got to get in front of that ball.
Yeah.
You can't play that off to the side. That's a ball that does not get by Hyannis second baseman Riku Nishida
That's true.
because he takes it off the chest. And for Riggio, that's the old Ole, let it go by me to my left, not
Right.
step in front of it. You have to in that situation, knowing it could score a run.
Following McConnell in the lineup is Rocco Pepe, who takes a fastball high. Dugout again, letting McFarland hear about it. That play Riggio is so close, the batter. They had pulled the entire infield in. That ball's screaming at you as Pepe fouls it off to the left. And if Riggio's playing straight up, just normal infield depth, he makes that play.
Yep.
But it's the fact that he's playing so far up, and Cole McConnell decided to hit it directly at him.
Yeah, the infield in has come back to bite Chatham twice. I mean, it's
in this inning.
It's the right call probably to bring them in to try to prevent a run, but you got to know your infield. It plays so quickly here at Hyannis.
There's a called strike on the inside to Rocco Pepe. Count is now 1-2.
Man, would you love to see Rocco Pepe get right here or what? He's really had a rough go of it as of late, but we know he's got the talent, so one swing of the bat. Ooh.
Pepe watches that one dangerously. The count now at 2-2.
It was a ball, but thought he was going to go around on it. He's not a guy who's going to back out of the way either of an inside pitch.
Right. The 2-2 to the right fielder, Rocco Pepe from Long Beach State, is chest level and outside for ball 3. Another full count for McFarland.
And how about the job we have seen by the Hawks in majority of these last few games to be able to add insurance, not to have to go into these late inning situations with smaller leads.
The pitch almost hits Pepe. It might have. Temez goes down. Rocco Pepe will be at first base no matter what.
Yeah, it did hit him.
Looked like it skipped off of Pepe, hit Temez, and Temez down behind the plate now. Stands up, take a second to brush it off. Nobody coming out from the Chatham dugout to check on him, just the ball boy.
Might have gotten him and maybe just knocked the wind out of him. But
Maybe so. Again, Chatham dugout doesn't bat an eye. They say rub some dirt on it and keep going.
They also didn't bat an eye during either of Wisenhunt's rough innings. No mound visits today. They just, hey, you guys go out there and you play.
Do your best.
No, we're not coming out to talk to you.
Whatever happens, happens.
Temez just nodded back towards the Chatham dugout, so he should be
I think Temez is okay.
And, hey, Christian Moore with one swing of the bat can really just break this thing wide open.
7-3 score. The Harbor Hawks lead it. Christian Moore, the product of Tennessee. Moore already has a triple today. It was a 2-out triple in the bottom of the second that jump-started a 4-run bottom of the second. McFarland, tall righty, sets and delivers right at the eyeballs of Christian Moore. He lays off, and now Temez is going to come out to the mound and talk to him. McFarland has struggled with his control.
Now we got a mound visit.
Oh my gosh, I am watching this Angels-Mariners brawl, and holy smokes.
Everyone in on it.
Yeah, they held back no punches, quite literally.
Anthony Rendon shoved Jesse Winker in the face with his left hand and with a cast on his right arm.
Play-by-play. I like that.
Per Jeff Passan, there will be some suspensions.
There will be some suspensions.
I would imagine.
No, really. I could have tweeted that.
UFC 280 over in LA.
What do you got there with the old sunblock, Austin Dakuta? That's a spray bottle today.
Spray
yesterday.
bottle today. Yeah, the
yesterday
other
was the
stuff
rub-on.
was too thick.
The 1-0 pitch. Christian Moore cuts and misses.
Yeah, well, before the game, Austin, you came up to me and you were like, hey, Zach, do I have to have sunblock on me? And
yeah, well, I need it. Otherwise, I'm going to go home red as the Chatham A on their jersey. Or their hat, rather.
Oh, my mom's already grilled me since she came up.
was
She's
it,
like,
yeah.
are you wearing sunblock? I'm like,
See, sunblock. Sunblock or sunscreen?
sunblock is lotion, sunscreen is spray.
1-1, and Christian Moore tapped that into
Foul.
the glove of Temez.
Yeah.
Foul tip.
Oh, they're going to say it hit him.
Oh, well.
Well, Christian Moore is going to say that it hit him. He's pointing at his forearm. He tells the home plate umpire, Frank Battaglia.
Now he's going to pick the bat up again.
Frank Battaglia tells Christian Moore no. And so Moore will step back into the right-handed batter's box, and he'll try again. He's still asking Battaglia, hey, if it hits me, does that mean I get to go to first base? He asks him again. Battaglia says, yes, typically, but not this time. 1-2 count on Christian Moore.
Going to the John Boy School of Lip Reading?
I am. I have gotten very good at that this year. The 1-2 runner goes. Christian Moore fouls that one off. The runner at second base right now for the Harbor Hawks is Cole McConnell.
He does have speed.
Yeah,
So
you've seen that in the field for sure.
you've seen it in the field. Moore, like you said, 10 home runs on the year this season at Tennessee. He can break double digits for the Hawks for the first time this season with one swing of the bat.
The 1-2 pitch from McFarland to Christian Moore. One down here. Moore fouls that one out of play to the right side again. 3 spot in the bottom of the 5th. So a couple of crooked letters for the Harbor Hawks after 4 runs in the 2nd, 3 here in the 5th, and a 7-3 lead. Chatham's offense able to put up a 1 spot at the top of the 2nd, and a 2-run home run at the top of the 3rd.
Watch the runners here.
McConnell's not going to go as Christian Moore fouls another one back and away. McFarland, the Harbor Hawks have not made it easy for him.
No, they have not.
Rocco Pepe is so eager to take second base. He keeps just looking at Cole McConnell, hoping that he runs. But McConnell has not yet.
Right, Pepe's thinking, hey, they're going to throw you out, not me. At least I can get
he
to
just
second.
keeps looking at him like, I'm
I
ready.
just want to run. I just want to run.
Moore has been sitting fastball here. If he gets another fastball from McFarland, he might try and do some damage with it.
1-2. Moore watches that one inside, has to jump out of the way of it.
Watch Christian Moore's batting stance. It's so wide that his back foot, the right foot, is nearly out of the box. It is out of the box, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Almost reminds me of Ronald Acuna, the way he sits in the batter's box.
Gonna watch that one low and outside. Now a couple control issues here for McFarland, and that's been what's hurt Chatham, really what hurt them initially when Wisenhunt came out and walked 2 straight for the Harbor Hawks. It was Dom Patelli and Riku Nishida who both reached on a walk, and a mixed jab double was able to put this team up 3-1 at that point. Now the 3-2. Christian Moore cuts on it, misses. And first base is occupied, so that'll be the second out, despite Temez dropping the ball. And coming to the plate here is Dominic Patelli. Moore is 1 for 3 today. He was 1 for 3 yesterday, 2 for 6, compared to how a lot of guys start on Cape Cod.
Pretty good.
Hats off.
Especially with a triple. You'll take that. An extra base hit. You know, not a cheap single either in yesterday's game against Bourne. He's really seeing the ball well.
Expensive single.
It was.
Well, I'd say these two guys know each other quite
No
a bit.
discounts.
Probably so. Dominic
Battle of
Patelli
the Miami Hurricanes.
against McFarland. First pitch, McFarland sends him a fastball. Called strike. Looking at the splits for McFarland as well. 59% of the time he's going to throw a fastball against lefties. He throws that fastball 94 to 98. When you sit 95, 96 with your fastball, the 0-1 fouled away to the left side.
I mean,
that's probably good.
Especially
between
with the wood
McFarland
bats.
between McFarland and Alejandro Rosario,
Yeah.
who we've seen, it's clear Miami's got some hard throwers in their arm barn, to say the least.
They recruit.
So
The
without
0-2 to Dom Patelli. That one's outside and in the right-handed batter's box. 1-2 count now from McFarland. The Harbor Hawks this season have picked things up offensively, recently especially, as you've seen in total. From team standpoint, Hyannis at a 318 OBP, which is good for middle of the pack in the league, but it wasn't like that about 5 games ago. Oh, called strike 3 that was not on the plate. Dominic Patelli's going to take a second, squat in the box, ask Frank Batavia politely about it, but he'll have to trot back to the dugout. As we've played 5 from McKeon Ballpark, it's a 3 spot for the Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the 5th, and they lead it 7-3 on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm broadcaster Austin Dakuda, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including the Yawkey Foundation. Tom and Jean Yawkey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yawkeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognize the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yawkey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years. The Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is partnering with the Cape Cod Baseball League this year to help you find a trusted business at bbb.org. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Well, take me out to the ball game, especially on a day like today for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, who lead at 7-3 against the Chatham A's. You mentioned it, Austin, in the break. Carson Wisenhunt started the bottom of the 5th inning
Feels
for
like
the
an
Chatham
eternity
Anglers.
ago.
Yeah, didn't record an out. His final stat line, he pitched 4 innings, allowed 8 hits, 7 earned runs after 2 more came home when McFarland came into the game. Had 2 walks despite his 7 strikeouts. On the season, Wisenhunt came in here with a 7.71 ERA. He had thrown 7 strikeouts against Wareham, 5 against Katuitt, but allowed 3 earned runs in both of those appearances. Now 7 earned runs today. 3 starts for the guy in Carson Wisenhunt, who has great potential, but has just not been able to put a full start together on Cape Cod yet, as Chatham comes to the plate in the top of the 6th against Ty Langenberg.
Yeah, you just got to wonder if part of that with Wisenhunt was the rust, right? I mean, we figured after the first couple innings today, Drake, we thought, the first few batters, okay, this guy's knocked the rust off. His slurve looks really good. But then things just, once they went bad, he just couldn't get it in control.
Next pitch from Langenberg. That one is fouled off and into the mid of Jacob Campbell. We'll take you back to the top of the 5th inning, which seems like about an hour and a half ago. It probably was.
Langenberg only threw 1 pitch.
Yeah, Delio had a single to open things up. Rock Riggio from there grounded out. Then Marcus Brown flew out to center as the 1-1. That's taken for a ball from Langenberg. And then that's when Langenberg comes in, because runner on third, 1-run game, Ty Langenberg on the bump. Caden Grice, who had an earlier home run, comes to the plate. Langenberg sets him down with 1 pitch. Now the 2-1 from Langenberg to Castagnazzi. The righty deals, and that one's going to go to the backstop. We heard that.
Yeah, that was pretty profound, should I say.
Castagnazzi, 1 for 5 on the year. He's 0 for 2 today. Trying to find a groove here early. Just starting his Cape season. The 3-1 now from Ty Langenberg. Fastball high. He's issued his first walk of the season.
See how he responds. That's what I'm always interested in with these young pitchers is how do you respond to adversity, right? You walk the leadoff man with nobody out. Got a pretty tough part of the order to face with Cooper Ingle followed by Matt Hogan. So how can Ty Langenberg respond here? We know he likes to throw the changeup a lot, mix it in with a slider, so we'll see what he does against the left-handed hitter.
Langenberg was in the dugout for what seemed like forever.
Yeah, that's a tough part. He was sitting for 30 minutes.
First pitch from Langenberg to Ingles, a called ball outside.
He did go throw briefly in the bullpen to stay warm. It wasn't a full extended, 100% bullpen, but he was at least keeping the arm loose.
Cooper Ingle from Clemson in the spring bat, 365, 449 OBP. Finishes slash of 522 and has a single into right field, recovered by Rocco Pepe, who relays it into Riku Nishida. Now 2 have reached to start the top of the 6th of the Chatham A's, and Ty Langenberg has a runner on first and second to deal with as the center fielder, Matthew Hogan, steps to the plate.
So now Langenberg, he hasn't pitched in much trouble yet this season. You're up 4, so you have a little bit of wiggle room, but you really want to be careful as Jacob Campbell comes out onto the pitcher's mound to talk to him. But
now look, the odds aren't grand that it's going to happen, but say that you get a guy in Matthew Hogan that wants to pop a home run out here and you're back within 1. I mean, this game for Chatham is still well within reach, even at 7-3 here in the 6th, but they're down to their last 6 outs. 2 on, nobody out. Jacob Campbell took a second to talk to Langenberg. Langenberg, a product of Iowa, has thrown 8 pitches in this game, 3 strikes, 5 balls. First pitch that he deals to Hogan, who's 0 for 1 today, is a strike on the outside half of the plate.
Langenberg is just missing, not by much, these early pitches, so he's still trying to figure out exactly what the strike zone is. And he didn't really get the chance to settle in the last inning either. He just threw 1 pitch and was greeted with a fly ball.
The 0-1 now from Langenberg. That one is chopped to the left side, 87-mile-an-hour off speed.
Well, you'd love to get a strikeout here. That would make things a lot easier for sure.
That would be nice. True. The 0-2 from Ty Langenberg to Matthew Hogan. Hogan batting .388 on the year with 1 RBI out of South Carolina. Langenberg deals. Swing and a miss. Ty Langenberg has a strikeout, and Matthew Hogan slams the bat against the foot and trots back to the dugout.
That's just vintage Ty Langenberg. You figure out the zone with your slider and then immediately just go back and forth. Slider, fastball. That's his bread and butter, and he uses it just about to perfection there to get Hogan out. So now Temez comes up, and a double play gets you out of the inning.
Dominic Temez, the catcher today for the Chatham A's. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch Temez sees is a strike called ball. Temez 5'10", 205, 289, 341, 393 slash. 5 home runs for Alabama, 7 doubles. Struck out 34 times to 18 walks. The 1-0 pitch to Temez. Langenberg goes outside again, and a nice job there by Jacob Campbell to corral it. Temez is listed here in our notes as a pretty big bunt threat as well. The 2-0 he'll see from Langenberg. You go red light here?
I would say so.
2-0 pitch is a called strike. They
Yeah,
gave
you're
him
not
the red
hitting
light.
that.
Fastball.
Way outside part of the plate. Temez seemed to be crowding the inside part of the plate just a bit. I don't think Langenberg was going to put that anywhere where Temez could get anything on it.
Temez ahead of the count, 2-1. Langenberg comes at him, fastball high, called strike. So
good
for the
pitch.
first pitch that Langenberg threw Temez, the off-speed called a ball that should have been a strike. That pitch was a ball that was called a strike. Langenberg gets one back, and now it's a 2-2 count. The big swing and miss pitch for Temez is the changeup low. Swings 90% of the time. The 2-2. Langenberg checks off to second base. Deals home. That one's called ball just a little outside. Temez is 3 for 22, a 136 average on Cape Cod, despite being 1 for 2 today. So of his 3 hits, we've seen one of them. Honored. 2 RBI on the year as well. The payoff pitch from Iowa's Ty Langenberg to Alabama's Dominic Temez. A walk would load the bases. Temez is going to call time. 1 down here, top of the 6th. Hawks leading at 7-3.
I want to see Langenberg go back to that slider again.
Here comes the payoff pitch from Ty. That one's chopped foul to our left, and we will keep going in the at-bat for the catcher, Temez.
Well,
That's
slider.
the
Yeah,
changeup there.
No, that was a changeup.
That's his favorite pitch. He throws it 70% of the time. It looks like a slider because all the movement on it, but it's like a circle change where it kind of dips back off the plate. He's not afraid to throw it in really any count, as you saw with the 3-2. So
90% swing rate on the low changeup.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Langenberg goes back to it. The payoff pitch from Ty Langenberg. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Called strike 3. Dominic Temez doesn't like it, voices his displeasure, and then walks back to the dugout. 2 down in the top of the 6th for the Harbor Hawks.
Boy, I was scared he wasn't going to get the call there for a second.
yeah, you get that outside pitch.
As they show the replay real fast.
You'll see he just nabs the outside corner. It's that changeup that breaks back. It looks like it's outside on the batter's box, but it just catches the corner.
There's a called ball and a 1-0 now.
Well, what a job by Jacob Campbell as well to pull that ball back in just enough to get the call.
Yeah, it's Ingram who has come to the plate here. He's replacing Noah Ledford. The 1-0 pitch that he'll see from Langenberg. That one's ground to the right side. Riku Nishida coming over. Riku Nishida makes the play to Justin Hyannis. What unbelievable, impeccable, remarkable infield speed from Riku Nishida to get there. Let's see the replay here. Nishida comes over on the chopper. He's able to gather it, toss over to first base to Justin Hyannis on the run with the little flare and makes the play in front of the scouts. The Harbor Hawks lead at 7-3 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. The last chance to tack on a few more as we take it to Bria Losick, our dugout reporter.
If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan,
Thanks, guys. Before the game, I talked to Riku Nishida, who's quickly become a Harbor Hawks fan favorite for his unconventional batting strategies. You'll see when he gets 2 strikes strikes on him, he'll squat to the ground, do a little leg kick, and then fend off anything in the strike zone. This has proven to be very distracting to opposing pitchers. He said that he recently changed this strategy this year as he transitions from facing JUCO arms to D1 arms. Earlier in this game, he got down in an 0-2 count and then fought back to work the walk. Expect something similar as he leads off in this inning. Back to you guys.
We're back to the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. Harbor Hawks.
Nope.
Yes?
No, well, they lead the game today. I was going to toss it up to one of you guys, joined by Austin Dakuda
I wasn't
and
sure what
Zach
you were
Berman
going
in the
for
booth.
there.
I know,
Well,
I was
last
giving
time
you
you said
creative
that, I said
freedom.
they're playing baseball.
It's a create your own adventure book, and you guys just crapped all over it. So
Ouch!
learn that one. We will avoid that
Ouch.
moving forward. Just giving you a little hook, line, and sinker. And coming back on the mound is McFarland from Miami for the Chatham A's. And stepping up to the plate is Riku Nishida. So you thought you've had an okay day on the bump. You're thinking, all right, yeah, I've been blowing through a couple guys, maybe allow a hit here or there, maybe a walk or two. And then Riku Nishida comes to the plate. He is there solely to spoil your day. If you're having a good one, meet Riku Nishida. You're not anymore. You saw him make that play at second base. Also, thank you, Bria, by the way. I don't think I thanked Bria. Thank you, Bria. The dugout update.
Hey, only the third time Nishida's come to the plate today.
Yeah, that's the one downside of being in the 9-hole in a doubleheader, is you may only get 2, maybe 3, depending on the game, plate appearances.
Well, he's made the most of them.
Nishida watches a strike outside. Nishida gives the slight head nod.
Yeah, I'm right there with him. It's a strike in this league, and it's one that we've seen called all year on the outside part, but really not over the plate.
Speaking of strikes, you need to strike fast. While the lottery is as high as it is, as the 1-1 to Nishida is fouled off to the right.
That's good.
As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. Here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more. Who knows? Go buy a lottery ticket today. See what happens. 1-2 to Riku Nishida. We'll have to wait on it. McFarland resets. Temez comes up, puts a cleat on the plate, and now we reset. Nishida sees that one high and outside. Temez held it there. Yeah. You don't see too many of those that are about 6 inches outside, and the catcher gives the umpire today, Frank Battaglia, a good look. Now the 2-2 to Nishida. Riku bounces that one to the left side, recovered by McFarland. McFarland to throw back, and what a play, an athletic play at that, by Miami's McFarland to get Riku Nishida out at first base.
Not the easiest guy to get out on the base paths, I'll tell you that much. And speaking of guys that aren't easy to get out of the base paths, Mitch Jebb.
You know what's not easy to do?
What?
Get good coverage from the other guys that aren't T-Mobile, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile believes that when small towns thrive, America thrives. That's why they're investing billions to bring fast, reliable, and affordable wireless service beyond the big cities to small towns across America. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Go to T-Mobile.com/across America to find out more, as that one is fouled off back behind Mitch Jebb.
I mean, what a day for Mitch Jebb. The stat line, I mean, it only shows, 2 hits and a strikeout, but the job he has done on the base paths, my goodness.
There's a called strike on Jebb again.
He's scored every time he's reached base.
How about 2 readers in the same inning? Get out of here. Get out of here, readers. Knock it out.
Hey, you got to just get him out of the way.
You do sometimes. Bottom of the 6th here. Nobody on, and 1 down with the Harbor Hawks. Mitch Jebb, 0-2, cut and a miss, and a strikeout for McFarland.
How about McFarland out of the bullpen, looking good? Zach, you mentioned Miami's got some arms with Rosario on the Harbor Hawks, McFarland on the Anglers, and couldn't really ask for much more from this guy out of the pen. Really comes in to try to save the day after Wisenhunt did not have such a smooth bottom of the 5th, and really 4 punch-outs now for McFarland.
Wouldn't be surprised if Rosario is one of the first guys out of the pen available for game 2. And after what he did last time he was up against Wareham, I would love nothing more than to see more of him.
Rosario is sadly not hot today. That's a called strike. Tito Flores doesn't love it.
Well, when you throw 5 innings, you need about 4 to 5 days of rest.
So figured you see him, later this week?
In a win as well. Game that Llewellyn started. Rosario came in and
he was
5
phenomenal.
great innings. Tito Flores grounds it right to Rock Riggio. Rock Riggio to first. Rock Riggio ends the bottom of the 6th, and the Harbor Hawks need 3 more outs to end the game. Your score, Chatham 3, Hyannis 7. This is the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm Zach Berman, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Mosquito Mary's. The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all-natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29. We would also like to thank 99 Restaurants. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls, piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. Ty Langenberg comes out for the Harbor Hawks, needing 3 outs. He's got a 4-run cushion here to end this ball game, and if Hyannis can do it, it'll be the first time since 2018 that they have eclipsed the 500 mark as a team, and we'll hold it. You know what? We'll hold it. We have a video of a brawl that took place in the Major League Baseball game today. Yeah, you know what? We'll hold. We'll show that to start the second game of our doubleheader today.
I mean, it was
bottom of the top of the 7th
Top of the
here. If you
7th.
haven't seen it, we'll see it. I mean, we welcome you back too for Game 2. My friend Austin Dakuda will be on the play-by-play for the Anglers and the Harbor Hawks. It'll take place about 30 minutes after this one ends. To the plate now for the Chatham A's, and into the game to start the top of our 6th inning. There's going to be a pinch hitter, Jake DeLeo. He's not a pinch hitter now. He was earlier. So it'll be his second at-bat of the game. And the first one he sees is a ball that gets away from Jacob Campbell.
DeLeo 1 for 1 in his abbreviated stat line with a single is
All right.
something.
Shout out Mike Maynard.
Shout out Mike Maynard.
Jeez.
A pitch is a ball low and outside from Langenberg. Now 2-0. Mike Maynard, one of our producers here, who just about brought the roof down on himself, trying to move some things out of storage behind the
No kidding.
Tim Elstrom Broadcast Center. The 2-0, Langenberg goes fastball, called strike. The Iowa product has been so good all season long, and you're seeing it again. Ty Langenberg, probably the best reliever on this Harbor Hawk team. I know we volleyed around a couple of those guys for that title early, as that's a called ball somehow. We volleyed around a few names for that title early on, but through almost 13 games, I think it's become apparent he's that guy.
He is that
Yes, he
guy.
is
He's
that
established that now with his last outing and now here.
That's a foul ball.
Jeez.
Right off the mic again.
Did you guys hear that one?
Yes. Quick little note on DeLeo. You want to talk about guys in the outfield that are fast. In his combine in high school, he ran a 6.38 60-yard dash and threw 95 miles an hour from the outfield.
Wow. That's probably good. 3-2. Payoff! Swung on and missed. Campbell drops it. The throw down to Justin Hyannis at first, and the Harbor Hawks are 2 outs away.
Ty Langenberg is untouchable. I mean, he hasn't been touched all season, really. Yeah, 1 hit today, his first walk in over 5 innings of work. And when his pitchers are working, I mean, what can you do?
Well, there's that circle change. And, I mean, look, if you're Chatham, you have to be thinking to yourself, oh, my goodness, this guy again?
They'll send a pinch hitter to the plate, in fact, to try to
So
get
Reggio's
to.
night done.
So it's Adonis Herrera.
Hello, Adonis. Good afternoon. Kind of a tough spot for you to hit in.
Yeah, you
If I can
come
tell
in.
you anything, just try to make good contact. Do your best.
Great advice.
The first pitch that he sees from Ty Langenberg is a ball, and yeah, when you're dealing with a 4-run deficit, 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning, your last opportunity to put up a couple, not the greatest spot for Western Oklahoma State's Adonis Herrera to come into, and he is finding himself with an even count at 1-1. Langenberg on the season now. He's got 3 strikeouts today. He's up to 12 overall, 1 shy of Magdel Cotto for top on the team. And the 1-1, Herrera watches another strike. Well, Langenberg's got 2 more batters to face here, and he could eclipse that 13 mark if he's able to set down Herrera and then set down likely Marcus Brown, who follows him. The 1-2. That one's a ball low. Pretty close. He's allowed in total innings of work for Ty Langenberg.
Well, this
have
past
now run up
season-
to 6. He's allowed 2 hits and 1 walk, as you mentioned, Austin. Of those 12 strikeouts through 6 innings, he's got a 2-2 on Herrera here, who calls time.
Herrera had a great season for Western Oklahoma State. 379 average, 9 home runs, 41 RBIs, 19
Here
stolen
we go, the
bases as well.
2-2. Langenberg called ball just outside, didn't miss by much, and now a full count on Herrera. Langenberg trying to avoid his second walk on the season through 6 innings.
Heck of a change up
Yes.
there to try to get the corner. I mean, go back there.
I'd go back to the same pitch he got DeLeo with.
3-2. Payoff pitch with 1 down here in the final frame. That one swung on and missed. I said good morning, good afternoon, good night. Here's the replay. Ty Langenberg's got his 13th of the year.
I mean, there's nothing better than a changeup like this down in the zone with movement on it. It comes back towards a right-handed hitter, and as you see, Herrera comes up empty. I mean, you're asking a lot of a pinch hitter to come in, face a guy who was only allowed 2 hits on the year, 1 walk, and now with 13 punch-outs in relief, Ty Langenberg is just a stud.
There's the first pitch to Marcus Brown, a called ball, 1-0. The Harbor Hawks are an out away from a 6-5-2 record. First time being over 500 at any point in a season since 2018. The 1-0, Brown skies that one to left field. Shading over Christian Moore, it's going to be down for a hit. Brown's going to round first. Brown headed for second. The throw from Moore is a dime. Riku Nishida couldn't quite lay the tag on Brown as that throw got a hair away from second base. Brown will be in safely with a double, and that'll bring up someone who's already hit 1 home run today and done some damage. It's Caden Grice, but guys, Langenberg
Got to string some hits together, and that's much easier said than done against a guy like Ty
would
Langenberg.
rather them not.
Yeah, I prefer no.
Yeah.
But if you're going to give up your first extra base hit of the year to Marcus Brown, that's okay.
No
I guess you'll
shame
live
in
with
that.
that one.
Right.
Marcus Brown, like we've mentioned so many times, MLB caliber shortstop and then some.
Hello, swing and a miss from Caden Grice.
It's just when you throw a changeup at 86, right, 86 to 88, it just has so much movement. It almost acts as a 2-seam fastball, and it's just unhittable. It just drops off so much. I don't think I've ever seen a changeup this dominant.
The 0-1 count to Caden Grice. Langenberg sets, stares off to second base, fires home. That one's ground on the right side, foul. Janice shading, and now an 0-2 count. Caden Grice down to his last strike. The Chatham Anglers down to their last strike of today's game. The 0-2 with 2 outs, and the Harbor Hawk faithful are on their feet. You hear the claps ring out from across McKeon Park. The 0-2. That one's fanned on and missed. Where were you in 2018? The Harbor Hawks, for the first time in 3 seasons, are above 500 at 6-5-2 with a 7-3 finish in Game 1 against the Chatham A's. Hyannis is hot.
Feels like I've said this a couple times over the last few days. A complete team performance. Pitching good all the way through. The bats came up when they needed to. Base running phenomenal. Really just can't ask for much else.
You can't. I mean, you got a good start from Brody McCullough, right? It wasn't his sharpest, but you give way to Jake Berry, 1 2/3 scoreless. Ty Langenberg, 2 1/3, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 5 punch-outs again. Ty Langenberg is in the running for reliever of the year here in the Cape.
Yeah. How about the stats from the pitchers for the Harbor Hawks all together in 7 innings? In 7 innings, 11 total strikeouts to end this game.
Not too shabby.
That last one being the 12th. 12 strikeouts.
I mean, what a job.
Can't
Ty
can't
Langenberg.
complain.
I lied.
Langenberg, man.
It is
11 strikeouts.
It is 11 strikeouts.
It's still pretty good.
But
should
you're
I
right.
say.
Langenberg going 2 1/3 with 5 strikeouts. That'll play.
More of
That
the
will
same.
play. And one more thing to point out, the top three in the Harbor Hawk order, 6 combined hits, 4 runs batted in. That is your guys, right? Your 3 top guys showing up today in this game and producing for your team.
How about the bounce back for Mitch Jebb
Big
after
time.
the tough game yesterday? 2 hits today, an RBI, multiple stolen bases, 100% in his element.
Well,
and
leaders across the league, too, if you look at even in general, right? Not even just the West. You've got strikeout leaders sitting at 14. One of those now, Ty Good was one. One of those with him, Ty Langenberg. Langenberg now with 14 punchies. That's good enough to be on the leaderboard across the league and certainly in the West as well. Jared Lyons out of YD has 22, which is just otherworldly. But Ty Langenberg climbing that ladder has been lights out. The Harbor Hawks top to bottom, the bats getting going in the bottom of the second and in the bottom of the fifth as well. That's where the 7 runs came from. 4 runs in the bottom of the second, 3 runs in the bottom of the fifth, 7 runs total in Chatham's 3. Your final stat line, Chatham, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Hyannis, 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Guys, your roll-a-bump player of the game?
It's tough to decide.
Tough choice.
You look at Tito Flores, who drove in 3 runs.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
well,
all right, I think I got to give it, in my opinion, to Ty Langenberg.
I would second.
I don't know. I mean, you're in a doubleheader, right? You can't reach too far in your bullpen.
We're in a strange situation where do we give it to the guy we've been giving it to a lot lately, Tito Flores, or the other guy we've been giving it to a lot lately, Ty Langenberg?
I think it's got to go to
Jebb's gotten it once
Langenberg,
or twice
too.
as well. So
I mean,
yeah, I think you got to go Langenberg.
He comes in, he shuts the door for 2 1/3 scoreless innings. And
well, yeah, when he comes in, too, the tying run is standing in scoring position.
Right. So situationally, there was no bigger spot. And as we mentioned, doubleheader today, you can't, afford to reach even further into your bullpen. And by him going 2 1/3, it just shuts the door. You don't have to bring a 4th pitcher in. It's big time.
Roll-a-bump limited player of the game, Ty Langenberg today. His final stat line, 2 1/3, 2 hits allowed, 1 walk, 5 punchies. Langenberg did not allow a run, earned or not.
Hey, Drake,
Ty
what do you
Langenberg.
say we do this all over again?
Yeah, in about a half hour. Folks, thanks for listening for Game 1. Glad to have you and happy to have you.
You hear that?
It sounds like it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Yeah.
If you guys are also hearing that correctly.
I'm hearing it as well.
The Hawks might just be hot, too. 4
They
straight
may be.
games without losses for Drake Toll, Zach Berman, Austin Dakuda, our sideline reporter Bria Losk, our producers Abby Stokes, Ella Gibson, Mike Maynard, our director of broadcast Harrison Myers. We will see you again in a half hour, live again in 1/2 hour as we start the second 7-inning game between the Chatham A's and your Harbor Hawks. Final score, Hyannis 7, Chatham 3. We'll be right back on the Harbor Hawk Baseball